Today I got time, cuz. Today I got time, cuz. You lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz.
What?
What's up, how gangster are you, cuz?
Hey.
I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me.
Whoop.
I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me.
I go hard, cuz. Hey, everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. Can everybody hear and see me? Okay, I'm wearing my jungle green today. I've been into I'm kind of switching up my wardrobe a little bit. I want to wear like more bright colors, like neon greens and oranges. So I've been working on my little neon green collection. And army green, that's my other color too. I got a little army green collection as well. Just trying to switch up the colors a little bit. So y'all like this? Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you guys. I hope everybody's doing good. Happy. What is today? Thursday. Wow. The week is flying. I had an amazing weekend. For y'all who don't know, I had posted on Instagram. Oh my gosh, my brother, who's not my twin, because he saved my life. But my brother, my kids, you know what I'm saying? My man, my mama. They threw me a surprise birthday party on Friday, and I was not expecting it. I was so surprised, and my favorite cousin Tola, like everybody was there, and I was not expecting it at all. So my son had me come over. I'm thinking he's just cooking me some dinner for my birthday. And I had been sick all day Friday because it had been raining. The weather was like real sucky. So I finally get up and just throw something on and head over there. And I'm thinking I'm about to just, get a plate of fried fish or something. And he's like, oh, we got to stop by the community room real quick before we go up to my apartment. I left something in there. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. And I walk in and they just all jump out like, surprise! And I go running out the room. I just run like down the hall. I was so scared. Y'all know old folks, y'all. You can't just scare us like that. I ran. I was like, ah! So it was a blessing. I'm really happy that they put that together for me because I was not expecting that. And then Saturday I finally got out the house. I hit my 100 days. So my doctor okayed me to, be around more people. So I went to Rondo Days and I posted that on my Instagram page, which is a festival. Well, a Rondo Days block party. Rondo Days was, 2 weeks ago? So the block party was August 1st. So it was really good to see a lot of people I have not seen in years in St. Paul. So yeah, I had a good time, child. This was a good weekend. It felt good to just get out the house. And you know me, I be trying. I'm like, oh, we're the after party. Woo, I'm ready to go to the after party. Man, I came home. Was knocked out sleep at like 6 o'clock. My body was like, bitch, what after party? Go to bed. I just knew I was about to keep kicking it. I went home and was out of there. I woke up around midnight like, damn, I missed the after party. But I'm glad I got some sleep because I needed it. But yeah, thank you guys once again for just all the wonderful birthday messages and super chats that y'all sent last week. I really, really appreciate it. I went back and was reading the comments and everything. So thank y'all. Somebody tried to copyright some music in there, so I had to clip it out. But the comments are still in the chat box, which is good. But I had to clip it out. Somebody tried to claim the whole damn video. I said... Not on my watch. We will clip some shit before you think you about to run off with this bag. So, in case there's some stuff missing out that video, I was clipping and cutting. So, it is a lot going on, y'all. I feel good today. It's a beautiful day. It's nice out. I feel good today. Yeah, it was nice to get out the house. So, auntie got to have a life too, okay? Shoot. So, I had to get out the house. I had a good time. My son was like, "You've been kicking it all weekend." I sure have. Been stuck in this house for 100 days. So I can't wait to like eventually be able to travel somewhere warm. I want to go to somebody's beach, child. Get out the house. But I went to my 100-day checkup and my stats are looking really, really good. So I'm really grateful to God. Like I went, and I know I haven't like fully explained in detail everything I went through on YouTube, but people in Discord, they know all the details. But eventually I will tell y'all everything from start to finish. It's just, this is not the right time because I'm still healing. When you're still healing, you don't want, the internet has many different dimensions. So it's just certain things I don't want to speak to until I'm all the way on the other side of everything. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dark shit on the net, so I'm very mindful with who I share information with and how I share it. But somebody said come move to Mexico, Cancun, Mexico. I'll come visit, Chad. I ain't moving to Mexico. But I will come visit. I've never been to Cancun. I heard it's the spot. I heard it's nice. But okay, so what we're gonna talk about today? I got a lot. Hold on now. Let me see my little notes. If I forget, y'all remind me based on the pictures on the thumbnail. Okay, so let's start with Perez Hilton. Let's talk about that. I wanna talk about Perez. And you know what's so funny is he was one of the reasons that I really started, I guess, I wouldn't say YouTube, but, you know, just social media in general. I remember watching him as a kid, you know, like seeing him on like all the magazines and the websites and me saying, you know, I would love to do stuff like that. I was one of those kids, funny enough, like I just always was into like entertainment. Like I always had like the latest 16 magazine, Teen Bop, you know, all those, remember all the hip hop magazines, you could rip them out and put them on your wall like Immature. And, you know, I was always into that, you know, Source magazine, Honey magazine. I was always into that type of stuff. Even back in high school, you know, people could ask me like, oh, what's such and such actor and what in such and such movie, or who's the lady that plays in The Bride of Chucky? And I could be like, oh, that's Jennifer Tilly. Like I just knew all the little celebrities, right? And so when Perez Hilton was able to like do blogging and get paid from it and do all that, I'm like, wow, you know, that's really dope that he's able to do like entertainment news, I guess you could call, and you don't get paid for that. I'm like, that's something I would love to do in the far, far future. 17 magazine. Yep, I had all the posters. Write Up magazine. I'm gonna show y'all an old picture. I'm gonna post it when I get some chance. I found it the other day. I was pregnant with my oldest. And so I'm like 18 in the picture. I have my little red see-through cordless phone. And behind my bunk bed is a poster of Tupac and Biggie. I'm like, man, I miss my old bedroom. I'm gonna have to show y'all that picture. It's a throwback. I was like, oh my God, look at them old posters. They don't do that no more. I don't know where y'all get posters from now. I think all the kids get them from Walmart. But back in our day, they were in the magazines. Now y'all just go to Walmart, be going, you know, across that board. We didn't have that. You had to go get the magazine, you get the little poster, put them up on your wall. And so I thought what he was doing was cool initially, but then it kind of got dark where he was like really being mean to a lot of celebrities, especially like back in the days of like Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan. Like he really he became very, very mean-spirited. And I think part of that was how it was back then. There wasn't a lot of sympathy for people, especially celebrities. Because we had like the paparazzis too. So for them, they felt like, well, if you're a celebrity, you chose this life. I can follow you all around your neighborhood. I can take pictures of you with your child. Like there was no regulations. There was none of that. You know, we watched Princess Diana die when we were teenagers because she was being chased by paparazzis. Now, conspiracy has it was a setup by the queen, but that's a whole nother story, whole nother video, okay? But so paparazzis was real crazy, and he kind of came off like a blogging paparazzi. But over the years, you know, he softened up a bit. He's a father of 3. And I remember when I met him in LA at this event, I got a chance to like actually meet him. And I told him like, you know, you were one of the people that like really like let me know that there could be money made in like celebrity blogging and, you know, just turning this into like an entrepreneurial type business. And he was like, oh, thank you so much. And he was really, really nice when I met him. Real, real nice. And so I was laying down. Yeah, and Wendy Williams, of course, the Wendy era. But Wendy was more television. He wasn't on TV. He was strictly, you had to go onto his website. I think he still has a PerezHilton.com. You had to go on his website. He had all the juicy, you know, gossip, all the, you know, that was before like Shade Room and all that. Everybody had their own website. Those websites were like your address. I remember him, Jackie Jasper, Freddie O, AT Alien, Concrete Loop. God, there's some I can't even think of. But it was so many blogs back then. But he paved the way for a lot of that, you know, because he was a blogger. He wasn't a television personality like Wendy. But so you know, I got a chance to meet him and everything. So yesterday, or maybe it was the day before yesterday, I don't know. Whenever this took place, I was laying down in bed, and Kenya ended up texting me at like around like 11 o'clock at night. She's like, "Oh my God, look what's going on with Perez Hilton." And I'm like, what? So, you know, I get up and I'm looking at the articles and I'm just like, this is really sad. Because I remember when I got out the hospital, I saw his video on my feed where he said that he had just gotten out the hospital. I think they said from sepsis or something, but he looked like he had been through it. And so, you know, I felt really bad. Like, you know, I hope he gets better. But it was, you know, everybody said, yeah, media takeout. Oh, yeah, we could not forget Fred, honey. Media takeout, Sandra Rose, Love B. Scott, Karen Civil. Y'all are bringing it back. Yep. XO. Well, she changed her name, but it used to be Nicole Bitchy. Then she changed to XO Nicole. Yeah, like that's how we got our entertainment. And you know, again, things come in the guise of convenience. You know, going to one spot to get your news, and now we're all stuck here on YouTube and Instagram, and we're able to be censored. Whereas when we all had our own websites, you really couldn't censor us. We could post what we wanted to post, you know, within reason, of course. But now it's so much censorship now. But a lot of people are saying, don't look at the video, don't look at the video. And I managed to stay away from the video for like a good day and a half. And then I was on Twitter and it came up on my feed. Now, the first one I saw was kind of blurry. But it was mainly still shots at this point on Twitter. And he's just cut up everywhere, nude. It was really sad. It was really sad to see that. You know, people are going through it. People are at their breaking point. They really are. I want to show y'all the video before he went crazy, because they said he was crying and he was just going through the motions. And then I'll play y'all the next video. But let me go ahead and share my screen real quick here. Okay. Hold on. Let me close this one out. Hold on, I don't like that layout. Okay, there we go. Sorry about this. We're going to watch this real quick. Rich Lux had posted this.
Is this a messy stream? Jesus is good. God saved me. I am his testimony. God saved me in many ways. God saved me in many ways. God saved me in many ways. Sorry. I know some people are turned off by that, but I just had to say it. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to my normal self eventually. I'm just so happy to be live and connecting with you all. I wish I could be answering your comments, but they're really coming in fast. God is good.
Okay, so that's just a snippet I want to show y'all. I'm not gonna show the parts of him, you know, cutting himself. It's you know, it's sad. You can just tell he is going through a lot. You know, I don't know what has happened in this industry, but the way people are having mental breakdowns, the way people that I looked at 5-10 years ago don't even look the same anymore. Let's not even get on Ariana Grande. I don't know what's wrong with her. You know, it's just really, really sad. It's like everybody's just breaking, you know, and I feel really bad for him because, there was blood everywhere. You know, he was cut everywhere. Because at first I thought, well, did he just put on blood makeup? But then I saw the cuts. I'm like, wow. So this is what the news is saying today. So this is the update from the news. So let's watch that real quick. Hold on. Okay.
latest on celebrity blogger and TV personality Perez Hilton, now in the hospital after reportedly harming himself while live streaming at his home in Southwest Miami-Dade.
His family is now speaking out. Local 10's Jolena Esperto is live with a statement that was been released by his loved ones. Jolena.
Yeah, well, a few neighbors I spoke with out here said they just could not bear to see their neighbor, Perez Hilton, hurting himself from inside this home live on his TikTok. They said they'd never seen anything like it except in movies. Now, as for that statement from his family we got late last night, it is the only statement update so far. It's a small one, but it's something. They said they don't even have much information themselves, but they know Perez can communicate with them, and that makes them hopeful. Police tape came down outside Perez Hilton's home Wednesday, one day after the celebrity blogger was seen harming himself during a graphic, bloody TikTok live stream. Miami-Dade deputies rushed to the home on Southwest 77th Court. Viewers called 911. They reported they were watching Hilton cut himself live with a knife. Deputies called for Mario to come out, the name Perez Hilton was born with. During the live stream, he made several scary statements, including, "This is what you all wanted. It will be interesting to see what happens after you die," and telling the cops to shoot him once they got there.
You get a unit on the scene of 844 to block off through Southwest 31st Street and Southwest 77th Place.
Local 10 got a hold of cop radio chatter after 911 calls poured in.
My children, mother, and I are now residents of Miami, Florida.
Perez Hilton recently moved back to Miami from Las Vegas with his children and mother to live closer to family. In recent months, he also shared his recovery from previous medical issues and that he found God, became a Christian believer.
Let's open doors and close wounds in every sense.
But now he has new wounds, both physically and mentally, and everyone wants him to get better. In a statement, Hilton's family said in part, "We can confirm that Perez is receiving medical care, and our family's focus right now is on his well-being." A short time ago, Perez Hilton's podcast co-host Chris Booker called the situation unimaginable. He wrote, "The support from our listeners has been resounding. He is very loved. I can only hope he feels it. Heal up, friend." And just such a sad outcome out here that could have been even worse.
Okay, so y'all just heard what the news said. Let me come back on the screen. So yeah, he recently had found God. He'd been talking a lot about God and things like that. He's a new reborn again Christian. And we're gonna, as we go through this stream, you're gonna hear a lot about religion come up in this stream. But what's also very interesting is I saw a lot of people talking about the Ariana Grande video, the most recent one that she released, and she's bloodied in that video. And a lot of people are comparing that to the Perez Hilton one as well. Let me just check this really quick because I think she might post the video and I don't want to play it on YouTube. So give me just a second because I feel like this lady ends up posting some of the video. She's saying basically it's a massive ritual and she's comparing it to the Ariana video. Okay, you know what? Let me just play y'all the audio. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to play y'all the audio so at least y'all can hear the audio, hopefully. All right, hold on. Or do I have to be on that screen? Hold on. I think I got to be on the screen. Give me just a second. Okay. The only thing is I don't want it to show if they show anything bloody. That's my, you know what? I know what I can do. Hold on. Just in case, because I'm not trying to have my stream taken down. All right. So we're going to listen to it.
Someone to want to get. You can't force someone to want to get better. Right?
Something very strange is going on. Notice what Ariana was covered in for a new project. Notice what just happened to Perez. Here's strange facts. Perez posted a commentary video about Ariana taking a step back from public life. Just a couple of days later, Perez went live in a severe mental health crisis, covered in himself before police rushed him. I just find that really strange after what's just happened with Ariana. But it gets deeper because people online are talking about the strange energy here.
So I want y'all to look at Ariana. She already showed the part with Perez. But this is what Ariana's walking around looking like in her latest video. You know, Hollywood is a stage. This came out before the whole Perez Hilton debacle.
It's exploded with theories, millions of people claiming this isn't a coincidence and it is some sort of massive ritual. People are even saying, don't watch the Perez video, claiming it has some sort of spell casting embedded within the video. Ariana has mentioned that the visuals are just from her Carrie style promo. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Okay. So I just wanted to play y'all that clip. I just did not want her, because she does show like a still shot of the Perez Hilton video. So I just didn't want to play that for you guys. You know, I didn't want them to take the stream down. But it's, y'all heard it, right? But y'all heard it. Y'all saw the ending. Okay, so I just thought that was very creepy. Like when I saw the still shot, because I didn't watch the video until today. I saw some of the video. But when I first was getting sent the still shot, that was the first thing I thought about was the Ariana Grande video. Like, what is going on here? You know, so it's almost like that was foreshadowing. So it's very scary, just everything that's going on in the industry. People are going through it. So now I want to go ahead and kind of move away from Perez Hilton. Should I talk about her next? Yeah, let's talk about Nara. I'm going to save everybody else for the last. So let's talk about Nara Smith. So Nara Smith is the racially ambiguous lady on TikTok. Very pretty, ex-model, her and her husband. They're both models. I think she's had 4 kids now. She's about 22 years old, and she is living the life, quote unquote, as a tradwife. And so she makes all these videos and these super expensive gowns, making stuff from scratch. And yes, I do understand satire, okay? I'm not slow. I get that a lot of her stuff is satirical, but she's also pushing her own agenda. And so now that there's been a lot of backlash on the whole tradwife situation, a lot of people are feeling like, because there was like some young girls who came out recently saying that they're 19 and they're tradwives and they don't want to go to school and get their degree. They want their husbands to take care of them. They're cool with taking care of their babies and being stay-at-home moms and stuff like that. So that caused, I think I talked about it last stream, that caused a lot of like back and forth, you know, on TikTok with people talking about that. So more and more people have been pushing back against this whole tradwife lifestyle, especially regular tradwives. Because again, everybody's looking at Nara Smith, they're looking at Ballerina Farms, whose husband is like, you know, his parents are rich, they're like multimillionaires, they have all this money, and people are acting like these people are on Little House on the Prairie. Like all these folks are rich. So, but if you're just an average 19-year-old trying to cosplay a tradwife of the 1930s, your lifestyle is not going to be the same as Ballerina Farms or Nara Smith. So that's what a lot of older women have been warning about. So I think she's starting to feel the backlash because she puts on these airs. And, you know, I'm not a fan of hers, but I don't dislike her per se. Like if she comes up on my feed, I'll watch, but I don't comment. I just watch and then I just keep scrolling. But what I'm noticing is she recently did a video. She went on the podcast, Call Her Daddy. And in the podcast, I was shocked. I didn't know this broad owned a pair of jeans. I'm like, where's all the high-end shit that you wear on your TikTok videos? She has on a pair of jeans, a gray sweater, and she's dressed like normal, and you can actually hear her voice. She even sounds like she has, oh my God, God forbid, a black scent. You can kind of hear her attitude. I'm like, oh, okay. So obviously, y'all see the writings on the wall. The money ain't about to be moneying like that. TikTok is not paying creators what they were paying. She has all types of brand deals, so she's not the average TikToker either. But I think she sees the writing on the wall, so now she's trying to rebrand herself. And we're going to see this as the months go on, as things get harder. You're going to start seeing a lot of these bozo influencers trying to rebrand themselves into something else. I can respect what she says about certain things. What I don't do is gaslighting. And I don't like being gaslit by her or anybody. But we're going to go ahead and watch this because now she's playing crazy like she has no idea why people called her Tradwife, where people got this from. Okay, girl. So let's go ahead and watch this snippet from the Call Her Daddy podcast. So y'all see she got on jeans. When have y'all ever seen this girl wear jeans? She's always baking, cooking, and making stuff from scratch in high-end Dior dresses, Schiaparelli, whatever that brand name is, Louis Vuitton. I didn't know she owned a pair of jeans. But we're going to go ahead and watch.
See, so I was very confused where that conversation came from. But then the more I read about it, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, but I'm also correcting the narrative, but you're not listening. So
yeah, so let's call it what it is. So people started to compare you to Tradwife.
Yeah.
And people were
they kind of used me as the poster child for the Tradwife movement, which was very bizarre to me.
Why was that bizarre?
So do you notice her all of a sudden now you hear more of a black scent? She has more of a strong voice. But when she's in her videos trying to, perpetuate her ambiguity to her audiences, today Lucky wanted some Pop-Tarts. So I wanted to make it from scratch. And I went and got flour and eggs. But now, because she wants to rebrand, all of a sudden she's found her voice. But remember, people were saying that she was the epitome of feminine. That's what women should strive to be. Women should strive to look like her, talk like her, carry themselves like her. So I find it very interesting now. Now all of a sudden there's a black scent. I didn't think she had black in her until this video. Let's continue.
Bizarre to you.
It was bizarre to me for a multitude of reasons, but you know what? Let's Google what the definition of a tradwife is.
Well, that's perfect. So I'm actually going to ask you, what do you consider a tradwife?
Well, I had to look up the term
Read it to me.
Because I wasn't familiar with that, right? I didn't quite know what it means. But the fast answer is a tradwife is a woman who embraces or promotes a traditional model of marriage and family life where she typically prioritizes being a homemaker and a primary caregiver for kids, takes primary responsibility for cooking, cleaning, and managing the household, supports her husband's role as the primary breadwinner, often values traditional gender roles within marriage. So with that definition and those points, I'm none of that. And we can go through it point by point. I don't prioritize being a homemaker. I'm a working mom. I am out in LA. I travel a lot. Do I love cooking because it's my passion and because I kind of have to do it given my autoimmune? Absolutely. But that's a passion of mine. It's a hobby. It's not something that I need to be doing for what?
Right?
Right.
Keep going. I like this. This is good.
Primary caregiver for my kids? No. My husband and I split it 50-50. When he works, I watch them. When I work, he watches them. And now, given everything that's been going on, we also have help. My mom's out. We have someone that helps us with the kids because it's just not doable for me to do it all. So that doesn't really work, right? Takes primary responsibility for cooking, cleaning, and managing the household. Yeah, I like to cook. Okay, sue me. I like to cook. My husband burns everything apart from a good steak, so he'll do that.
Ooh, not her being attitudinal, honey. Sue me. Oh, I thought she was Miss Femininity. Okay, continue.
But I like cooking, so I'm doing it. Household and cleaning, he does the dishes. I don't touch the dishes. There's no way you're going to see me washing and scrubbing the dishes. Also, he cleans our house because he grew up...
Yes, Lucky. Okay.
His mom was very, very specific with cleaning to where they had Saturday crew and he has sisters. So someone was in charge of the baseboard. Someone was in charge of the toilet. Someone was in charge of this. So he's very specific with how things need to be cleaned. So he does it.
Perfect.
So that doesn't make it.
Okay, girl. Like I said, I'm not going to be gaslit. And who is telling me to leave her alone? Exotic Beauty 05. You can leave the chat, okay? Because we're here to discuss a viral topic. Nobody's picking on this woman. She doesn't know that you exist, so either you enjoy the show or you go elsewhere. But don't tell me to leave her alone. She's viral. She done landed on my docket. We're going to talk about her, okay? So anyhow, my issue is the gaslighting. She's trying to play crazy like she has no idea where people got this whole Tradwife, attaching her to the Tradwife lifestyle. See, she was cool with it as long as the money was coming in. She didn't mind people putting her in that bucket because for her, views is views. Money is money. But now that there's more of a backlash on the whole Tradwife aesthetic and the way that it's being promoted as if it's something luxurious that girls should aspire to, now she wants to back up off of it. And that's what I don't respect. Her Googling on the phone acting like, well, let me Google the definition of Tradwife. You know the definition. You've been Googled it. You know what it is. In her comments, there's always people telling her, this is not okay. You're promoting the Tradwife lifestyle. This is not the thing for young girls. And that is my issue. Not the tea-sippers with common sense. People only go to bat for her because of how she looks, okay? If this was me talking about an OnlyFans girl, saying, okay, yes, you may not be out here saying, hey, all you girls should join OnlyFans, but the way you carry yourself, the way that you keep bragging about the money that you've made, what do you think that does? That plants the seeds in young girls' heads to say, well, damn, look at all the money she's making. Maybe I should start an OnlyFans. So young girls are looking at her 12, 13 years old, because it's not grown women, because I don't watch her unless she just happens to come upon my feed. I don't Google her, I don't follow her, because I'm not interested in the Tradwife lifestyle. And so when you got young girls who are looking at like she's pretty, look at her lifestyle, her home is gorgeous, she has a handsome husband, she has all these kids. For young girls watching her, they are looking like that. For them, that is what it is to be a Tradwife. Just like when they look at OnlyFans models and they don't see the bad, they just see the money. And that's how they're looking at it. Like, I should just get with a man, I can have his baby, all I have to do is cook and clean. But they don't understand what all comes with that. So for her to try and play naive as if she doesn't understand the following that she has is bullshit. And the only reason why people sit there and make excuses for her, like I said, is simply because of how she looks. That's the only reason. Because if she looked like Who Shot John, people would not be having her back as hard as they do. As they would not go as hard for her as they do. And my thing is, the fact that she had to change her outfit says a lot. Why are you not up here in your $8,000 gowns that you cook in? And again, I understand that part of that is satire, but there's also real girls who are taking to that lifestyle. And what I find even more interesting, okay, is there's all this talk about Lucky and how he grew up and, he had sisters and they had cleaners and they had to clean the floorboards. But I noticed she didn't bring up his Mormonism. And maybe she did later on in the interview. I didn't watch the whole hour. But I noticed while she was talking on that part, when she said that's how he grew up, nothing was mentioned about the Mormonism part of it. And the thing that I find very interesting, she tries to play both sides of the fence. Well, we're both trying to decide our faith, and he's Mormon. I'm a lukewarm Mormon. Ma'am, either you're in it or you're not. But understand that these Mormons would not accept you if you didn't look the way that you looked. If you was a dark skin, if Lucky was married to a dark skinned black woman, she would get no acceptance in the Mormon church. They just started fucking with black folks in like the 60s and 70s, if not the 80s. They just started accepting black people because they said that black people were tainted, they were cursed. So Mormonism was a traditionally white religion. But she's able to walk both sides because of her ambiguity. Because of her being ambiguous. She's able to toe the line. And that's the part I don't respect, is that she doesn't talk, she tries to act like she's not really Mormon and she really doesn't subscribe to that. But then when you see her with things like with Ballerina Farms, who is clearly Mormon, and that's their lifestyle, whatever, it's then at that point they're not towing a line. I feel like she tries to play both sides of the fence. So this is her rebrand. Welcome to her new rebrand. She's going to start cooking now. Probably, fried fish and chicken wings. And, she's going to start making all types of chitlins and greens. and humming Wade in the Water. Oh, yeah, she's going for a whole rebrand. I see the shit. I see it for what it is. So let's go ahead and watch a few more clips here, because this is becoming the talk of the town. Nara Smith's rebrand. Okay? Yeah, she gonna be frying fish in a second. Yeah, I decided to make Coca-Cola from scratch. Let's see you make that cornmeal from scratch, ma'am. Make that from scratch. Shit, I'm hungry. All right, let's see here. Okay, so let's watch some of this here. Again, she's been the poster child for a long time.
Child for the Tradwife movement, which was very bizarre to me.
Nara Smith is facing backlash from fans who are claiming she has rebranded after switching up her Tradwife image. The influencer recently shared a cooking video while wearing a daring dress that resembled a giant belt wrapped around her body.
A place I rarely frequent is the club, but when I got introduced to the club sandwich, it became one of my favorite sandwiches.
Fans were shocked by this daring new look, however, with many taking to the comments to share their thoughts. The outfit switch up is hilarious. She's going clubbing. However, others jump to her defense. She's dressed up to go to the club because she's making a club sandwich, but okay. Others noticed that she seemed to be switching up her image from her previous Tradwife look. So we're not doing the Tradwife cosplay anymore suddenly? This isn't the first time Nara has faced criticism from fans for this reason. She recently posted a video vlogging a busy day in her life.
Today was one of those days where my schedule was filled to the brim from 9 to 5, and being a working mom means I just had to play Tetris today.
However, fans were quick to jump on the fact that she was labeling herself a working mom and had removed the Tradwife hashtag she used to use. Now you are a working mom, so are we rebranding now? Nara is yet to address these comments directly, though has spoken out online about not being a Tradwife.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, I provide for our family. I don't prioritize being a homemaker.
But why was Nara getting emotional recently?
I told myself I'm not gonna get emotional. Sorry.
Nara Smith has sat down for an emotional tell-all interview. The influencer spoke about her 2-year-old daughter Whimsy Lou being diagnosed with cancer last year, which she is now in remission from.
Her hair started falling out and you could physically see it. Like, she would get really nauseous and all the things that come with someone going through chemo treatment. And I think that's when it kind of hit both of us, and then we started crumbling a little bit.
Nara also opened up about experiencing postpartum anxiety after giving birth to her most recent baby.
This doesn't feel real. What is happening? I was terrified. I told him, I don't feel like I'm here. Am I here? I looked at him one night and I'm like, did I die?
She said those feelings lasted for weeks after giving birth.
Every morning I'd wake up looking at this baby being like, who are you?
The conversation then moved to Nara's social media presence, and particularly her decision to hide her kids' faces in videos. She said that decision came after she posted a picture of her daughter on Instagram one day, deleted it, and then it was reshared.
And so many of the comments were like, I can't wait for her to be older, or her eyes are so pretty, or look at those lips. And then I'd go on the profiles and it was like, old men.
Nara also addressed the fact that people label her a Tradwife.
That doesn't make any sense. I provide for our family.
She made sure to confirm her and Lucky split household chores.
He does the dishes. I don't touch the dishes.
And hammered home that she doesn't
Objection. The question I want to know is Lucky making any money? Because we just know him to be a model. And I know when I lived in LA, we ran away. Anytime you met a man, if he said, if this was one of his 3 occupations, producer, model, or rapper, we ran the other way. All I saw was broke. So is he, because he's not a top male model. Is he making a lot of money from this? Because from what I'm assuming, I know she makes good money from what she does on TikTok. Are they living off of his income? Not his income, her income. So folks are saying Lucky ain't making no money like that. Yeah, I agree with her. I am Brevon. I do agree with her protecting her kids' privacy. And another thing I do want to say is this. I didn't like how people were attacking her baby because, came out recently that her baby had cancer. I forgot what kind. And so she's in remission now. And they've been dealing with this for the past year. And a lot of people are saying, well, if you're making all this food from scratch, why does your baby have cancer? If you're making all this healthy food, then why is the baby sick? Well, people can get cancer many different ways. It doesn't just come from food and diet. And at the end of the day, that's a child, so let's have respect for the babies. The babies didn't do anything wrong. They didn't ask to be here. And I'm just so happy that her baby is in remission and doing well, because I couldn't even imagine, baby getting chemo. That is no joke. So I think a lot of the stress is on her. I think a lot of this stuff is on her. They say that he's high paid, but I've never seen him on anything. I've never seen him on, I see ASAP Rocky more than I see Lucky. And I'm like, well, is ASAP even really a model? But I don't know. They both met modeling. And I think they're a gorgeous couple, But I just feel like this is their main income. And it's okay. I don't know why people just choose to front and act like this is a legit check. You got to pay taxes on this. What is wrong with saying that you're just an influencer? I'm not a mom. I'm a working mom. I have so many things going on, and my husband just say y'all live off of the damn YouTube money or the TikTok money. It's okay. At least you got income coming in. Somebody said he was a model for Ralph Lauren. Is he still modeling for them? And male models don't get paid like that either. Somebody said he's a high-end fashion model. I've never seen him. And again, male models don't get paid that much. They don't get paid like female models. Female models, they make some good money. Male models are like accessories. Now all of a sudden, everybody's saying he models in Europe. Okay. Now he's one of the top European models. Okay, girl. All right. Well, good luck to Nara. I feel like she's doing a rebrand, and a lot of people are saying the same thing. So I have a few more videos that I want to play of people talking about the situation as well. Hold on. So I'm going to watch a few more videos here.
I recently noticed that the luster for the lifestyle I've profited from has faded, so I decided to make a new image from scratch. In a large bowl, start with an interview on a popular podcast using your regular voice. Gently fold in details of how your life contradicts the traditional persona you spent years building. Then sprinkle in defensiveness, gaslighting, and a pinch of classism. Don't worry about acknowledging feminism. This recipe doesn't call for that. You'll need to whisk the mixture with ways your husband supports you with selective limited domestic labor until it reaches a stiff peak. Next, you'll want to pour the mixture into one pot, symbolizing the multiple streams of income that you share with your husband as an equal breadwinner. You'll want to leave it on the stove until public opinion reaches a boil, and then reduce to simmer until book release date. You'll know it's ready when the praise of your supermom business savvy and productivity are as frequent as the ones from when you would take 7 business days to make your toddler's mid-morning snack from scratch. Cover with the shield of proximity to whiteness. Schiaparelli is optional but strongly recommended. Uncover once people have forgotten how you contributed to the Tradwife pipeline. And there you have it, a new image from scratch. I recently noticed that the luster for the...
She killed it. I love how she said that. And she even made it well known. Your proximity to whiteness. That is why she's as big as she is on social media. That is just the truth of the matter. Because there was a black woman that they said that she got her ideas from. It's a black South African woman. So this has been causing a lot of controversy online as well. Let me see. Okay, this is the lady. They're saying that this is who Nara Smith allegedly built her brand after.
About how Nara Smith is being accused of stealing content ideas from a smaller creator. This is the inspiration for Nara Smith's content. Oneswa is a creator out of South Africa who makes home fresh meals that she sources from her own farm. And she has a beautiful aesthetic, a beautiful voice, and a nice, calm, relaxing demeanor, just like Nara Smith. Well, 2 creators with similar content can exist in this world, but the problem came when Oneswa claimed that she was no longer making content because Nara Smith continues to copy her content ideas. Of course, the backlash was swift against Oneswa because everybody's a Nara Smith fan. Could Nara Smith be the type of person who would steal another creator's content ideas? Most people don't believe that. But this creator had a perspective that might make you change your mind. Could Nara Smith be that unimaginative that she can't...
There were like a lot of videos strummed together of she'd post a video, then Nara Smith would be doing the same thing a few days later. But now it's allegedly being put out there that Nara is planning on trying to sue. Allegedly. I don't know, child. This is all TikTok drama. I go on here a few times a day just to see, to keep up with shit. But yeah, they're saying that Nara's looking at suing. Again, allegedly. I don't know. So let's watch what he has to say here.
And check this out. Nara Smith has been seeing everything everyone has been saying about her online, and she is not feeling it. She is claiming she is going to take legal action against Wanzwa for saying that she stole her content.
Nara Smith was making kale salads with lemon juice and olive oil before she started stealing content ideas from small content creators. Now, I know she's not slow, and she intentionally misconstrued what I said with the comment about not being the first to make boba because she knew y'all would run with it.
If you guys are unaware, I recently did a story about this woman down below, Wanzwa, claiming that Nara Smith stole her ideas about making content from scratch, and it's looking like Nara Smith was not feeling her allegations. After seeing multiple videos Wanzwa made, Nara Smith actually sent her a letter saying that she's going to take legal action if she does not stop with these claims. Wanzwa took to her Twitter to say, Nara is threatening to sue me. This is the gift that keeps on giving. Truly. She said, please, do my lawyers need to be from here or the US? Which courts will I be sued in? Perhaps The Hague? She says this is an international law crisis. Now, Nara sent her a letter to say, Wanzwa, I hope this email finds you well. I'm writing to express a serious matter regarding your recent statements accusing me of stealing your content. She says, you have publicly claimed that I stole your videos related to boba tea and my God, y'all gotta get in here and check this out. Nara Smith has been seeing everything everyone has been saying about her online, and she is not feeling it. So she is claiming she is gonna take...
That is the latest tea, is that now Nara is supposedly, allegedly, trying to sue the South African woman who said that Nara copied her. But I have seen videos, like, where people have bought receipts where the African lady will do, like, she'll make a dish, and she does that same whispering nonsense. Oh, I'm grinding corn from scratch for my husband. I don't know if that's a South African voice. I tried, y'all. So, like, she does the same thing. And then, like, a few days later, Nara will be like, I'm grinding corn for Lucky. So, people have been saying that Nara has been stealing her content, but because Nara, is ambiguous, she has a bigger following, people, refuse to believe the black lady. They're saying that people are even trying to say that the black lady copied Nara, but the black lady's been around far longer than Nara. So it's going to be interesting to see if she ends up, really suing her. The whole situation is a hot damn mess. Like I said, y'all laughing at that. Y'all said the accent was close enough. I tried, y'all. I tried. Okay. I know I had everybody cracking up last week when I was trying to do my little Kenyan accents with all the Kenyan people who do reaction videos. They be cracking me up. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you guys hit subscribe. Those Haitians are back at it again. I said, ooh-wee. But, so I don't know. Like I said, I feel like this is a whole rebrand for Nara. And again, I'm not saying that Nara is a bad person, or anything like that. I just don't like being gaslit. If she would have came out and just said, you know what, maybe when I first started, that was the perception I was putting out for people, and a lot of people thought that, but that wasn't what I was trying to put out there. If she took some type of ownership, I could respect it. But to, like, come on with the, with the deep black girl voice, like, yeah, I'm like, okay, you got a little bit of soul in her. Because any other time it's... Lucky said he wanted some Pepto-Bismol from scratch because he had a tummy ache. So I went into my cupboard and I grabbed baking soda and I mixed it with pink dye. You know what I mean? So it's just so funny now to just like watch her switch up everything. But, at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do. I don't think, again, I'm a strong proponent of marriage, right? I think marriage can be a good thing. But, get married for the right reasons, not because you expect somebody to take care of you your whole life. I think in any relationship, marriage, boyfriend and girlfriend, as a woman, you should always have your own. You should always strive to, try and get your degrees, certifications, at least work a 9 to 5. At least keep yourself well educated and abreast of what's going on around you. You know, don't just let somebody infantilize you and just narrow you down to simply being a breeder and somebody who cooks eggs and grits in the morning. You know, so I just think that if you're going to get married for the right reasons, you know, because again, you don't see a lot of 40-something-year-old trad wives because a lot of them get dumped, traded in, and then they're left. They don't have any education. You know, sometimes their families turn their back on them. They're stuck with all these kids. I mean, for her to be 22, that's a lot of kids. It's a lot of kids for a 22-year-old, you know? And that's just a lot. Because if he decides to dip, those kids are mainly her responsibility. You know, so you just want to think twice. At least, like, slow down a bit. You have, you know, you have some time. You don't have to have all your kids back to back to back. I can see why she's exhausted and why she had, what'd she say, postpartum. Well, yeah, you just had a baby a year ago, and now you're having another one. You know, all her kids are like, I think she has like 4 kids under the age of 5. It's a lot of damn children. Shit, I got 2, and I'd be confused. She's 24 now? Oh, okay, she's 24. Yeah, that's still young, though. 4 kids at 24, that's a lot of kids. Shit, I got 2 kids at my big age, and I'd be confused. Like, what? Don't let one of them call. Like, who is this? Or if they come in the kitchen, and I don't see who it is, and I just hear a voice, I be trying to tell which one is which. Like, who's in the kitchen? It's Toshawn. Who is that? Tay. Oh, okay, all right. So I'm like, I couldn't even imagine if I had 4 child. That's a lot of kids to keep up with. Yeah, AG said it's a little bit too late to slow down. Well, you know, when I say that, she doesn't need to have 6, 7, 8, is what I'm saying. Like, she's already had 4, very close. She needs to let her body rest. She has the best snapback I've ever seen. The girl be looking like she ain't even had no kids, okay? We clock that tea. That waist is everything. But she needs to give her body a break. That takes a toll on you, on your internal organs, everything, when you're having babies back to back to back like that. You know, raise the 4. She don't need to have 6, 7, 8 kids. That's a lot. There's some weird couple. They're a biracial couple. Y'all have seen them. It's the white lady and the light-skinned black man. All their kids got green or hazel eyes. It's about, I don't know, about 15 of them. And I had to leave a comment one day because she was like trying to name all her kids. Like, they do all these weird little skits on Instagram and TikTok. I don't follow these people, but for some reason, everybody I follow does not come up on my feed. It's all the people that I don't follow that show up on my feed. And so she said the one child's name twice. So I said, you know, I think at this point you need to slow down having all these kids. I think she has about, I don't know, 12, 15 kids. I said, the fact that you said the same name twice, you got way too many kids. Y'all know who I'm talking about? They all got them green and hazel eyes. The whole family looked the same. She got 12 kids. That couple is weird. They're always in the algorithm. And then she was acting like, I remember they clocked her teeth. Oh, me and my husband, we get money. We been working. We're not pimping out our kids. We're not doing this for no money. TikTok demonetized her channel for whatever reason. She was crying and trying to set up, you know, not a GoFundMe, but, you know, asking for money. And we said, well, damn, I thought you didn't need the internet, but I thought you weren't getting money off your content. That's weird. So then she moved out her kids to Instagram. Well, I don't know. But they pop up on my feed all the time. But I remember I was just watching that. I said, you literally said the same name twice already. It's meaning that you're forgetting the last few kids' names. It's like, at what point in time we're going to stop acting like the uterus is a clown car? Take a break. I just wouldn't want all them eyeballs staring at me. It'd be hard enough when you got little kids and one be hungry than the other one. It's hard when you have four, you know, like 4 eyes, you know, 2 sets of eyes staring at you. I couldn't imagine just 15 eyes just, we hungry. Mom, 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 mom. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I know they said be fruitful and multiply, but we also got to look at the economy and the times that we're in. This is not the 1800s. You don't need that many kids out there in the damn field picking potatoes. I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot of kids. There's a film like that. And you know what I noticed? The ones who, now they're like, there are some with large families that are more religious, like, okay, Mormon or just whatever. And they'll have like, big set of family. But I noticed then there's like another group where it's a biracial family. Like there's this one lady, I think she's Indian and her husband is like a dark-skinned black man. And now their kids are like, well, they're Indians. I don't know what you call black Indian kids. I know if they're Asian, they're Blasian. Or maybe you call them Blasian too. And so I noticed like a lot of them will have big families to see like what features the kids will have. It's just the strangest thing. But that family is just weird. Like all the kids look alike. I don't even know how she's able to tell them apart. They all look alike. And I think only one has like, none of them have dark brown eyes. But maybe like a few got hazel, but the rest are either green or blue eyes. And I feel like they were just having all these kids to see like what color eyes the kids would have. I don't know. I just feel that way. Because they always talk about the kids' eyes. We got 4 of them that are that have green eyes, and then these 5 have hazel eyes, and then this 5 have blue. Okay. I'm glad to know that your children can see. That should be your main concern. Y'all said Dougla. Oh, that's what they call black and Indian kids? You seen the Indian lady too with all them kids? I know Indians are considered Asians, but when I think about Asians, I don't think about Indians. I know it's all the same continent or whatever, but I guess they're called Dougla. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. But some of them be like real cool. Like, some of like the big families. Like there was one lady, she had 7 boys. And I thought that was interesting because you can tell that last one, they just knew it was going to be a girl. It was another boy. And the first thing people were asking her, like, are they all by the same man? Where's your husband? And da-da-da. And the husband jumped in the comments like, I'm here. We're married. Those are all my sons. I said, I know that's right, husband. Clock it. He jumped right in the comments. Was thrown down with everybody. I said, I know that's right. Take her for your wife. Because they love to do that when it's a woman. But I know that if it's a man with a bunch of kids, it just be me in the comments like, where's the mother? Do they have a mother? I know people like, dude, get the fuck out this man's comment. Because there was some white dude. He had like at least 6 kids. You could tell they all had different moms. One child was biracial. One was, Asian. One was Mexican. And he just had all these kids by different, and everybody was praising it. I said, this ain't cute. So why you got all these baby mamas? See, I'm going to ask you the real questions. Everybody else can praise that shit. I keep the same energy because if that was a black man, everybody would say something about him having all these different baby mamas. Y'all do it to Nick Cannon. But then when the white man does it, oh, your kids are cute. Those 2 look just like you. No, I'm in the comments, Why do you have all these baby mamas? Where are the mothers at? I've been in them Instagram streets. I know people can't stand to see me comment. They be like, T, what are you doing here? Shit, I'm strolling like everybody else. They come with my algorithm. I don't follow these people. But I remember this one girl's fans, they tried to, no, she wasn't a girl, she was a lady. Her fans tried to come for me. They was DMing me, cussing me out. I didn't give a damn. Like, I don't like people who go out their way, like, searching for attention. So it was this old white lady. And she was like, oh my God, you guys. Like, I finally had it happen. I can't believe it. So I'm thinking she's holding this beautiful little baby. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm thinking something happened to her child. So now I'm invested. Because I'm thinking somebody said something to this beautiful little baby. And she gonna say, somebody assumed I was her grandmother and not her mom. I went right in her comments. I went off in her comments. First of all, you definitely look like you could be her grandma. I said, and my thing is, what is wrong with that? Even if people assume that you was the grandmother. Why are you acting like you look like you 22? Like, I could see she was 22 and somebody said, are you her grandmother? Like, you look your age. So why are you crying? And girl, her little white fans was DMing me like, you fucking mean black bitch. Don't you dare come for her. She's a good mother. I fell out. I said, whatever. She knew not to reply back to my comment because I don't like attention seekers. Like, what was the point? Like, I'm thinking something happened to the baby. You're crying because somebody mistook you as the grandmother, but you're out here with a bandana on your head, no makeup on, big old t-shirt. You look like the grandmother running errands. I could see she was like dressed up, hair done, makeup done, and somebody called you a grandmother. Then, yeah, I could see why you'd feel away. Ma'am, you look like you just rolled out of bed and grabbed the baby and ran to to Walmart. People be fishing for attention. I'm so over it. Like, if I see that you're fishing for attention, I'm going to be in them comments like, yeah, nope. You're not getting no attention from me. Like, my hair is not done. And people, just brush your hair. Just, stop. Like, people just be wanting attention. It'd be so crazy. The attention that people be wanting. I just be like, I guess. She did. She looked like a grandma running errands. And there's nothing wrong with that. But she's acting like she was glammed up and somebody called her a grandma. I'm like, am I missing something here? And then you have all these white women in the comments. It's okay, Becky. You know what I'm saying? You're a great mom. And I'm going in on Becky. Like, you're an attention seeker. You know damn well you look like that baby's grandma. You weren't dressed up. They didn't say that to be rude to you. Her fans came DMing me. Stupid black bitch. All right, y'all. So let me go ahead. What are we talking about? What else? Let's see. I think I played all the Nara content. Oh, yeah. So we got to talk about this, okay? I've been on for an hour. So like I said, it's a lot of people that are talking about religion, that are supposedly finding God, Christianity. And I've noticed a lot of these celebs are coming out and they're trying to demonize, traditional African religions. And y'all know I did a deep dive. I did a 2-part deep dives on the Orishas, where I broke down, traditional African religions in West Africa. I don't know too much about East African, spiritual systems, but West African. And then when it came here to America, to the Caribbeans, and then America, hoodoo. I broke down voodoo. I broke down everything in the 2-part series. And I kind of explained to you guys during that time how I come from a syncretic background, syncretism. That's our background. There's people in Nigeria who follow Islam, Christianity, and they practice traditional religions like Ifa and things like that. All my girls in the building. Moneybag Mo. Shout out to Moneybag Mo. Thank you so much, sis, for the super chat. She sent $499.99. She said, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you so much, my fellow Leo sis. I want to wish you a happy birthday as well, because I know your birthday's coming up. So I appreciate you. And for y'all who don't know, Moneybag Mo got me this gavel. This is her personal gavel, and it says Lovely Tea on there. It says Lovely Tea. She's such a sweetheart. So, I kind of want to address this, and let me say this first, because I know everybody follows a different religion, a different path. So if you are uncomfortable with talking about, African spirituality, voodoo, lukumi, kumdamble, santeria, you can exit the chat now. I don't want nobody in here, screaming out and, just being disrespectful and calling stuff demonic and things like that. So if you feel like your spirit can't handle that, it is your time to leave. Okay? If not, we're going to go ahead and get started. So what's going on is that basically, and I'm just finding it very, very strange, all this stuff that's popping up even on my timeline. So first Gunplay came out, and a few people were asking me this a week ago. I just didn't get a chance to touch on the topic. But who remembers me talking about Gunplay? I mean, I've done several videos on Gunplay. But I told y'all years ago that Gunplay practiced Santeria. Remember, he had his aleke beads and everything, and I was telling y'all, like, dude really is into Santeria. People thought I was just playing. Because I kept saying that girl better watch out. The 23-year-old baby mama that he had at the time. She was doing a bit much. And I was like, you know, she need to kind of chill because he beyond that. So put a teacup if y'all remember me talking about Gunplay being in Santeria. Okay? So he is now coming out. And he's been doing this for a while. This is not his first interview. Okay, good. Y'all remember. He came out 9 months ago and was denouncing Santeria and saying that he went back to Jesus Christ. Now, I didn't want to talk about it in the deep dive because I'm just like, that's a whole nother situation. I'm not about to address that. I did talk about his Santeria practices, but I wasn't going to talk about him leaving at that point. So he talked about this 9 months ago, him leaving Santeria after 13 years and going back to the church. And for a reason that really didn't go viral, then he did a video with We in Miami podcast, and that went viral. So I'm going to show y'all a few different clips of Gunplay. Like I said, he's been talking about this for months now, but for some reason it went viral as of late. So we're going to watch a few different clips of Gunplay. So let me pull this up here. Okay, so we're going to start with this first clip here.
Animals and shit real too? That really, that shit's real.
Blood is spiritual currency.
I don't feel that shit really go like that though.
Yes.
Like,
You been killing animals before? Yeah, goats, all that.
Cause I remember I watched the Drink Champ shit.
I did it all.
And Nori asked you like how you, I forgot what he asked you, like how you beat the something, and you was like, yo,
sacrifice.
I had to sacrifice him.
Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah, turtle tongue, all kind of shit, bro. Yes,
yes, nigga. That's how. That's like when I didn't know better. Even though God was in charge this whole time, he let me run with what I was running with and let me feel like that was power, that was, you know what I'm saying, until I realized like he's the only power I need. He's the Almighty. He's running all that, bro. All that shit runs when you say his name. And cause at the time I was fighting an armed robbery charge, so I was saying to myself, I need something harder, stronger than prayer. I didn't know. I need something. I need to get down in that dark and dirty world, bro. I need because this is some real shit. So I did that. You know what I'm saying? And I have to pay that price.
Is the sacrificing?
Okay, so this interview was back in March. This was March 23rd. Like I said, he's been talking about this for months now. So I've been peeped the little shit he was doing, but we gonna continue. This is another interview he did. I believe it's a different one.
I'm closer with Jesus because I was doing Santeria for 13 years. I just felt like I was like praying to two gods. Just couldn't, like, I was like, something just told me, you know, God talked to me, man. And I just felt like my past religious beliefs were, I felt like it was on a transactional basis type thing. But with Jesus, it's not a transactional thing. He love you regardless. He gonna look out for you regardless. I mean, that was my experience. So that's what kept me sane, man. Getting my relationship.
Okay, so we just saw that. I think I got one more. Okay, hold on. I think all the other ones had music in it. Let me check something real quick here. I want to make sure I have it. They were playing music, so I wasn't able to play the We in Miami podcast. Is this one? No. Oh, here goes another one where he denounced Santeria. Like, he's been on a hobo tour just denouncing Santeria. Okay, I found the other clips. So, that's when he was going off on a girl. Okay. Okay, let's watch this other clip too. Give me just a second here. Okay.
reset. So I had to, you know, my religion at the time was Santeria. I was doing it for 13 years. It's no, you know, I denounced it at the time, the time of this case, for my own personal reasons. I totally respect the religion. I understand the power of it, and it's just something that I had to make a conscious decision to make, to do, and it was to I couldn't serve two gods, so I just, you know, picked up the Bible, man, and it's just the things that was happening to me was, you could tell that this was a spiritual warfare. This wasn't nothing physical I can do. So this had to go to a higher court. You know what I mean? Higher than the highest of you know, in this earth. You feel me? So and there's a different judge over there, and this gown is white.
Damn right.
Or see-through or whatever
sure.
He got wearing up there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the big God. Shout out to Jesus Christ is one and true and living God. That's me. That's just my personal. Everybody has their personal way of how they, you know, and look, that's mine, and that's it, you know. And I promised them too. Once if you get me through this, I'll tell the world about it.
Damn right. Okay, so let me see if I can find, because every time I put up the We in Miami podcast, it just had that stupid spooky music, and I don't want any of that music on there. Let me see if I can just find. See if I can just find their page. I know they didn't have music on their page, but you know how everybody like takes clips and they add all that. Keep on it. I got 5 on it. I just play the audio. We don't need a soundtrack to our lives. It's like everybody got a soundtrack on everything. All right, now their page is clocking. Okay, here it is. Okay, I think I found it. All right. Hopefully they don't have if they have music on their own shit, I'm gonna be mad. But let me go ahead and see. Let's play it real quick.
Life to God. You went from Santeria to Jesus.
Yeah, I did.
Do you feel like you sold your soul at one point?
I thought about maybe I did, because I was getting what I wanted. I would make offerings and I was...
Okay, they have music in the background. I can't keep getting dinged, but y'all can go on there and go watch it yourselves. So on top of Gunplay, basically also denouncing Santeria, 6ix9ine is out here prophesizing and saying that basically saying that anybody who follows Santeria is stupid. You know, you can't serve two masters, that he's found God and all that stuff. So let's listen to this first clip where he's talking about how he found God, and then the clip about how he feels about Santeria. Oh, hold on.
But God does. I roll around with no security. I got attacked in the gym. Why didn't that day? Why when the home invaders were here with guns, I wasn't home? How many times I've been to prison? Back and forth, back and forth. Why didn't I get Just say.
It can still happen.
Yes.
All the stuff you're saying that hasn't happened yet, it still happens.
Who's that up to? You?
I'm not,
no, but who's it?
I am not religious.
No, but who's it?
So you're talking to someone who's not religious.
I know,
right?
but maybe
so
God...
Look at them demons in Vlad. I'm not religious. I'm not religious. Okay, sir.
Look at it differently.
Maybe God wants you to hear this. Okay. And it's the demons that may not want you to hear this, but God is real, bro. People choke on donuts, people choke on chicken, people choke on anything. People swallow their tongue. If I'm lying, I'm flying. God is literally in control.
Yo, check this out real quick.
Why am I still alive?
Okay, all right. So then this is the main one. I'm going to play y'all the English version, and then the People's Babalao, he ends up jumping in to respond to him. So we're going to play this one because they kind of did like a, let me get the clip. They did like a voiceover of what he was saying in Spanish.
Happy Sunday. I want to give you a word that I feel is within me to say. I wanted to share it with you. Yeah.
people who believe in witchcraft and saints in Santeria, that is stupidity, that is a scam. Repent. There will be people who say, no, but I believe in saints, but I also believe in God. You cannot do that. You can mock me. Look, the great pastor, the holiest one. No, what you cannot mock is that God raised me up in your faces.
You know that politics and religion are not my strong suit?
Yep, we're going to move on. Thank you. So let me play the People's Babalao. I like him. King Brujo.
La gente que crean en la brujería, en los santos, en la santería, eso es una estupidez. Eso es una estafa. Arrepiéntense. Va a haber gente que dice, no, pero yo creo en los santos, pero también creo en Dios. Eso no se puede hacer. Eso no existe.
6ix9ine, what you thought? Because you said it in Spanish that I wasn't going to hear it? Ahora aquí va a hablar de verdad. It's always Christians who do the most foul things in life that go around telling people how they need to live. 6ix9ine, if you would have listened to things said in Santeria, if you would have listened to the Orishas, you wouldn't have got into half of the dumb stuff that you got into in your life. You wouldn't have been running around acting like you were some mob member knowing that you wasn't built like that, which led to you being in a position to tell on the whole New York City, having to put you and your family at risk constantly. Even today, you have not learned how to move through the world with a very core principle of Santeria, Iwapele, balanced character. Instead, you continue to disrespect people and berate people on different podcasts. You continue to taunt people and end up in situations where you get your ass kicked in the gym bathroom. I have a suggestion for you, 6ix9ine. Rather than worry about us who are minding our business, why don't you worry about building a life that's not sinful and lustful? Find you a wife to settle down with and build a family. And make yourself an honest living where you don't have to go around disrespecting and berating people. Because I'm sure those things violate your book as well. It's your people's Babalawo.
Okay. So that is what's going on right now in like the traditional African religion space, right? So I already explained to you guys about syncretism and all that stuff and, you know, a little bit on my background. And so to me, I feel like this. You can choose to follow whatever path you follow. You know what I'm saying? I have family members, friends from all walks of life. Christians, Muslims, and people who practice Ifa and just, you know, different traditional religions, right? And to me, at the end of the day, that is, none of us have all the answers, right? That's your own path to walk. If he felt like Santeria was no longer useful to him, then leave quietly, you know, and then just, you know, practice Christianity, do what works for you. 6ix9ine saying people that follow Santeria are stupid is insane. And the thing that kind of bothers me with this, I feel like this is just a rebrand for both of them, okay? 6ix9ine being a Latino, Gunplay being, what is he? He's half Puerto Rican, half Jamaican, I believe. So Caribbean. And it's like, for me, they're just trying to rebrand. I think they seen the girls do it, like Black China. You know, she went from doing all the whole shit she was doing to now she's Dr. Black China. You know, she's a Christian. Alexis Sky, she did that. But then what happened? After people were there praising them and saying, you know, God is good, y'all change y'all ways, they went backwards. Alexis Sky says she only joined the religion for a man. Her and the man broke up, so now she's back on OnlyFans or doing whatever she needs to do to make money. Black China's back doing her, you know, her thing now. What's her name? The girl we talked about last week, the crazy Brittany Renner. She went from being super Christian to a red pillar to, you know, Muslim. And now she's back doing the same old thing. And I think that's the problem with a lot of these celebrities, that I can't take them seriously. It's almost like for them, it's a rebrand. You're not really all the way in with Christianity or in any religion. My issue with Gunplay is you went into Santeria with a dark heart. You went there wanting the Orishas to protect you from your court case. You did sacrifices. You did everything. So you went there wanting, you know what I'm saying, something from the Orishas. And they gave it to you. They literally were able to get you off of that case. You didn't do no time in prison and everything else. So it's like I said, he could leave quietly. But for him to be blasting this and saying that, he better watch out. And another thing that I find really crazy is that I've noticed no accountability from either one of them. Everything is just follow Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the way. But what about all the destruction you left in your wake? See, it's very easy to just say, oh, I'm a reborn again Christian. I'm getting baptized. But what about all the drill music that you put out there that caused drill music to skyrocket in New York? That so many young, Puerto Rican, Dominican, young black men in New York started, moving with that whole drill culture. They got to killing each other. It got just as bad in New York as it did in Chicago. Sir, you were the orchestrator of that. Okay? On top of the stuff that he was rapping about. That a lot of young men who may not be from New York, but they listened to and they thought that was the way, that was the right thing. I haven't heard him apologize. I haven't heard him say anything about that. You were making it cool to be a blood. You're running around with all these gangbangers, getting involved in all types of shit. Didn't they kidnap a rapper or something at one point? Outside of him being kidnapped, they had did something to another rapper, Trippie Redd or something. I don't know. My memory, be fading. This was years ago. But he did a lot of fucked up shit. And he has not taken ownership to the things that he did. You don't get to just do all types of dirt and then come back and throw the Bible in my face and say, if you're not following Jesus, you're stupid. El stupido. No, that's not how it works. You don't get to use Jesus and God when it's convenient for you. Just like with Gunplay, no accountability. Let's not forget the last time we saw Gunplay before he started going on this hobo Santeria, I'm no longer, worshiping Santeria tour. Remember the last time we saw Gunplay, he was cussing everybody out. Remember, folks had sent him money because his daughter was born. He got, and the girl, I forget her name. Let me see. I got her name on here somewhere, child. She really should have listened to her parents. Her parents had the best interest for her. They told her, do not get with that old ass man. He ain't on shit. He's on drugs. Because she was 23 at the time. What's her name? The baby mama? Trying to find her clip. He was with her when she was 23. She got pregnant, got married because she was his wife. And I remember her parents begging her on Love and Hip Hop. Von Shay, thank you, Jay Worrell, thank you so much. Von Shay was her name. Beautiful girl. Her parents told her, you have a degree. I think she went to FAMU, very educated, had herself together. Why are you sitting here? Again, Tradwife mentality. I'm going to get with this rich rapper, quote unquote, and he's going to take care of me and my child. And her dad was telling her, date who you want to date, but you don't have to marry this man. Why are you going down this path? We didn't raise you like this. You're not a bird. And she chose to get with him, have the baby. And what happened? A few months after she had the baby had all types of heart conditions. They had to come to social media and ask the public for money for the baby's heart condition. So people started donating money, to help them out. I think they had raised like $10,000. Then a week later, we see him acting like the king of Wakanda, giving Rick Ross a multi, I don't know how many thousands of dollars chain. Remember Rick Ross was laying in bed with his titties out and Gunplay came out there like the queen, like, oh, here Rick Ross. So everybody was like, hold up. Did he take the GoFundMe money and buy Rick Ross a necklace? Oh, well, you don't need my money. If you can give Rick Ross a diamond necklace, let me go ahead and call GoFundMe. So people started taking their money back. Him and Von Shay cussed out the whole internet. We got receipts. They went off on everybody. It was disgusting. Who remembers this? Because I covered this.
One of you assholes and
Richard
that went to GoFundMe and donated and went and get a motherfucking refund. You never gave it with your heart. You a piece of shit.
Oh God.
You'll die that way.
Richard.
For real.
I didn't even know you could do refunds on GoFundMe. That's crazy.
But in 90 days, people that see me give my brother a gift, they automatically want to say that I bought that with GoFundMe money. Had to pay that back. So now, if you really want to be for real, my if a nigga spunked out on the chain, how the they got it right back instantly with no pressure.
Right.
If that's what you want your back, here, take it.
Right.
So all you niggas and ass out there, you. You never gave it from your heart, and you gonna die a piece of shit.
Wow.
It was literally everything. Like after we went out to.
And it's so disgusting how he's talking because by your logic, you never gave Santeria from your heart. You came in to Santeria wanting something from the Orishas. You didn't come into it genuinely wanting to learn and be a better person. So all these people who donated him money and was like, well, I don't feel comfortable giving this man money, being that he's gifting, Rick Ross a chain. Rick Ross supposed to be a multimillionaire. Why are you gifting him a chain? If anything, why don't Rick Ross pay for the surgery for the baby? So people start taking their money back. He done cussed everybody out, wished death on everybody. And I'm like, this man is crazy. And she thought it was cute too. Richard. Okay.
Out to eat.
Everything a nigga do
we built the
was
thing.
GoFundMe money.
That's crazy.
$30,000 from $50,000 on GoFundMe. Don't even pay somebody's rent entire year.
From the 30, guess how much we really get?
How much?
15.
Dang, they take half of it?
After MD said what he said, we had trolls go to GoFundMe and try to report the GoFundMe page.
The thing is, don't nobody owe you nothing in life. Whatever people felt they need to donate, it don't matter if you only got off with 15K. People didn't have to donate anything. There was such a time where there was no GoFundMe. So the sense of entitlement from both of them is insane. So now, pull up this clip here. So let's see what Von Shay's up to. And I think this is even sad. Because a lot of people feel like he did something to her. Because remember, let me show y'all this. The reason why they ended up breaking up, this was August. So this was after the whole GoFundMe debacle. Florida rapper Gunplay arrested after pointing a gun at his wife and baby during an argument over Xbox. And remember them videos I had showed y'all in my old video of Gunplay where he was breaking the TV and he was high and just doing all types of crazy stuff. And her parents warned her, this man has a bad coke habit. Why is that who you want to have a child with? Okay? So now, I think it's this clip. Okay, so this is Von Shay now. Look at that. She almost died in a car accident, y'all. And she's gained a lot of weight. And, by the grace of God, she's survived.
How is it you gained so much weight? Because I know people are asking.
So I was on bedridden when I was at the hospital, and they gave me this pill called gabapentin, and gabapentin blows you up. And I was all the way up to 250. I went from 160 to 250. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, you guys, this is not healthy. I'm obese now. So he took me off of that medication, and we changed the medication around. And I'm slowly starting to lose the weight. I'm 212 now. And, if you looked at my face during my birthday time, I looked really pudgy. Like, you would thought I was a dog. And now...
This is the same lady. And she's probably 24 in this picture. She's about 27 now. This is the same lady. So a lot of people were telling her back then, he probably put roots on you. He'd be in Florida. He'd do Santeria. With everything, there's good and bad in everything. So a lot of people started saying this. So I think this might be part of his rebrand. because a lot of people feel like he did something to her. She don't even look the same. And a lot of people in the comments are saying, well, I've used gabapentin and it's never made me big like that. A lot of folks were saying that gabapentin has never done that to them. But medication does different things to different people, so who knows?
I was kind of like, at first, it was very scary and for me and very sad. I got really emotional. I was like, is people going to accept me back on TV with my face like this and the surgery scar? Like, I gained weight. Like, how is this going to work? And so far, yesterday when I went viral with my live, so many people was like, you're so beautiful still. Like, God blessed you. You're still here with us. We missed you. We were wondering where you went, but now we know what happened and you're in our prayers. So I appreciate the prayers. I started a GoFundMe. I have crazy medical bills.
Okay, anyways, we're not about to go there and plug GoFundMes. Because last time y'all cussed everybody out about the last GoFundMe. So then he did an interview. Let's see if I have it here. With this girl. Hold on. Let me look for it. Hold on. There was an interview that he did, and that interview never sat well with me. Oh, here it is. Okay, hold on. So this is him talking about him being on house arrest. This was after the Xbox incident.
You've been on house arrest 21 months. You out. You was on Love and Hip Hop, thriving, and then boom. The unimaginable, the unthinkable happens. This was from the Miami Herald headline. Miami rapper Gunplay accused of pointing an AK-47 at his wife while she held their baby.
Who does that, bro?
But did you ever think that this is your reality right now?
Yeah. Like, I was just at Fleming Steakhouse the night of, and like a couple hours later, I woke up and I was like in a cell with 2 bologna sandwiches in a jumper. I couldn't understand what just happened. You know what I'm saying? She like just flipped the switch like out of nowhere. And hindsight is 20/20. When I just look at overall, I did my research, okay? And the things that she fell under were NPD. That's narcissistic personality disorder.
Okay.
And it's a real disorder that people don't go get diagnosed for because they don't feel that nothing's wrong. They live in their own bubble, their own reality. They have their own delusions, and that's a protective shell around them. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever happened when they was younger, they put a protective shell around them, and so they can't feel that pain no more of whatever abuse happened or
like a
trauma response type stuff. So they live in a delusion.
You've been on house arrest 21.
Okay, so my reason for showing all of this, right, is that he has spent the last few months, because like I said, he's been on this hobo ex-Santeria tour for a while now. He has spent the last few months blaming Ogun, Ishu, and, all the Orishas. I know y'all got different names in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. But, again, he's never taken personal accountability. He's quick to diagnose her with personality disorder or narcissistic personality disorder. But yet and still, this man did so much blow, it was insane. He's never taken accountability for how he squandered his opportunities. Even now, he's talking about him and Rick Ross are no longer cool. Rick Ross did nothing for him. How can somebody do for you when you're not even doing for yourself? At one point in time, he was a hot rapper, like in the early 2008. I remember me and my ex-husband going to the club to go see him and Rick Ross. They were performing in Charlotte. But again, that drug use, it got to him. Notice he's taking no personal responsibility for him putting a gun to the baby's head, the baby mother's head. Everything now it was Santeria's fault. I was dabbling with demons. It's demonic. That is insane to me. It's very easy to blame religion as opposed to taking personal responsibility for your own actions. Just like with 6ix9ine. These are grown men who made their own decisions, who decide to act out, and not because their light has dimmed, not because they're not, they don't have the spotlight. Nobody's checking for them. This is another form of rebranding. So now they're going around denouncing, you know, all these traditional religions. And what's very crazy is while we have these two, one is Latino, the other one is Caribbean. And a lot of, you know, Nigerians do it too. A lot of Africans do it too. While people are so busy demonizing these religions and saying that they're the devil and they're bad and this, and that, like I've explained to people time and time again, there's good and bad in everything. Yin and yang. Okay? While you have people who can use Santeria, Palo Mayombre, Gunplay, everything, they can use it for dark. I think Palo Mayombre, in my personal opinion, is very dark. A lot of people are like, oh, you're categorizing. But for me, out of all of them, that is the darkest. And we have to be honest when we talk about that because there's good and bad. You can't just say that everything is good and everything is Oshun and Yamaya and act like there's not a dark side. It's no different than when we talk about Christianity. We can't act like, oh, everything is Jesus Christ and love your neighbor as yourself. But then let's not act we don't have Christian fundamentalists out here who want it to just be straight white Christians. They don't want no LGBT folks around, black people around. Half our government is fundamentalist at this point. Just like in Islam. You have people, you know, peace be unto you, my brother, and, you know, assalamu alaikum, all that stuff. Then you got people, Allah Akbar, I'm about to blow up everybody and go get my virgins. Okay? So there's good and bad in everything. It's all about how you choose to walk your path. Because you can be a Christian, have a Bible by your side, under your pillow, in your car, and be a nasty individual and don't follow nothing in that book. It's both sides. Watasha, if you think I'm lying, you can move around. Why are you here? So again, like I said, there's both sides to every single thing that people practice, even in Judaism. You got, I guess, the peaceful Jews and you got the crazy Zionists. So there's good and bad in everything. But what I find very funny, if you guys do not know, because I know a lot of you probably wonder who's that white bald lady in the thumbnail, there have been so many Russian people, they're going viral all over social media, that are running to traditional religions like Ife, Santeria. So I'm gonna show you these videos. They're going viral all over social media now. So there's this one lady that went viral, because I had to leave a comment. I was so shocked when she came up on my timeline. Like, what the hell are you doing here? I wasn't expecting to see this. So a lot of y'all probably seen her because she went viral. And she's practicing Ifa. So I wrote, matter of fact, I said, so Russians are not practicing Ifa, yet you got so many Nigerians calling it devilish. Interesting.
Ifa to the world. Oh, Olodumare Shanifa. All thanks to Oromela Babafa. Oh, Olodumare Nosiwa.
I don't want to play too much music because I don't know if this is copywritten or not. So there's been like a lot of people arguing about this and saying that, you know, she has no right to practice this. She's not African. She's not Nigerian.
What women are not allowed to do in that tradition. My Oluwos school in Russia is connected to Ajanaku Orunmila temple in Nigeria, Oyo State. In our lineage, Yanifa can use Obile upon Ifa and make a bariru if she wants. What is true in your lineage is not always true in ours. Please, don't present your practice like the only valid one. Aboru Aboye.
So she's been going viral. There's another Russian lady that's going viral. Where's she at? She'll be in this video.
She's like this.
Her. She's
this,
also going viral.
This or this.
And you're probably wondering, why are white people worshipping Ifa? But here's the twist. These people are not Americans. Neither are they Europeans. They are Russians. So, how did Ifa find its way to Russia? And why are more Russians embracing an African spiritual tradition? The answer begins with one man, Alexander Tashev.
You know, many people in Russia were interested in witchcraft. Ifa is not just a power, that Orisha is not something like to harm people. Ifa can bring good family, Ifa can bring good health. So the people start to listen me and follow me. Now we have like 50 students now. In many years that I practice Ifa in Africa, when I come to Nigeria, I never saw bad people. In Ifa, I found the deep knowledges of University of Destiny. We want to say that Olodumare creates Ifa just for African people. Irun Male or Odisha says, "Oh, you just have white skin. Oh, no. Don't ask us for help. Go. Because some people says, oh, you are white. Oh, in your chromosome or in your DNA, you don't have. Sorry, but it's totally bullshit."
So it's a lot going on right now. So if y'all don't know, that's why I'm here to, school you on all this stuff that's going on. What kind of trips me out with these new Russians that are now all in Ifa? I mean, they're doing the full traditional practices. And it's so crazy that these people are going out their way to learn, sacred practices from our culture and stuff like that. And they're learning it, they're embracing it, yet people from the culture are running from it and calling it devilish. And then it also makes me think, it also makes my tin hat tingle. And to me, it also says that this war that we're in, this World War III that's coming, it's going to be just as spiritual as it is going to be physical, technological. So it's like they're calling upon the powers of the ancestors. This is coming very, very popular in Russia. And I was just blown away because, like I said, it just came in my time. I'm like, who the hell is this bald white girl? I thought it was Amber Rose at first. I said, here, she done went from MAGA to practicing Ifa. What the hell's going on here? And then I realized it wasn't even an American. It was a Russian lady. And she kept coming up on timelines. So I was like, well, let me just follow her and keep an eye on her, see what the hell she's up to, because I'm nosy. But yeah, it's just, like I said, it's very, very interesting how so many of these people, are now embracing, these spiritual practices, especially now that we're at war. I just found that very, very interesting. And, I will say this again, like I always say, you can believe in whatever, wherever your heart leads you to believe, whether that be with Jesus Christ, that be with Muhammad. I don't know anything about the Jewish gods. I don't know. I just don't know anything about their religion. But, wherever your heart leads you, that is between you and God, right? I guess for me, where I take offense for some of this stuff is that why does it always have to be anything tied to like Africa, the Caribbeans? Why is it those practices always demonized and called devil worship and evil and witchcraft? I would have respected it, honestly, if 6ix9ine also came out and said, okay, you practice Santeria, El Stupido, and all that other stuff. But you notice they never say anything about the Shinto religion. They never talk about Japan. They never talk about, their syncretism and their belief system. They never talk about how in China, their government is atheist. A lot of Chinese people practice traditional Chinese religion, but they never call them out. How is that any different than what a lot of the black religions practice? They don't talk about kami. They don't talk about, Shinto. They don't talk about like the kami spirits like they do when they talk about the Yoruba spirits. You say Ishu, everybody wants to cry. It's the devil. But I never see that when people talk about kami. in the Shinto religion. They have so many different spirits. So is it only because it's black people practicing it that is so demonized? Because I never hear anybody going on China for being an atheist country. I never hear people talk about how in China people practice Buddhism and Taoism and Chinese, folk religion. Nobody would ever get up and say El Stupido to those people in the East. But they do it all the time to people who practice these religions. And not just people in Africa, not just people in the Caribbean, people here in America too. Hoodoo is a big part of Southern religion. And regardless if a lot of people, I would say, they do hoodoo stuff without even knowing that it comes from hoodoo. I broke that down in my deep dive. When you're with your friend, you say, don't split the wall. Don't split the pole. That's a hoodoo belief, that you don't split the pole because that can split your friendship or your relationship. You guys always have to pick a side of the pole to walk on. That's hoodoo. Don't put your purse on the floor, because when you put your purse on the floor, you're going to make yourself go broke. Where's my bag right now? Right here on the table. Okay? I don't put bags on the floor. People put salt, red brick dust, not putting welcome mats out. That's hoodoo belief. Not whistling late at night. You never whistle at night because you don't know what's going to whistle back at you. That's hoodoo belief. So yeah, it's just a lot of stuff, and I just think that the broom, all that stuff. So I don't know, I just find it very interesting. It's just been like a very interesting topic. Again, 6ix9ine and Gunplay, they have the right to go back to Christianity if that's where they feel their heart is leading them. They have every right. But don't demonize somebody else's practice or their religion or how they choose to see life while exiting. You have the right to follow whatever path you want to, but that doesn't mean that you have to demonize somebody else's path. So that's just how I feel about that. Somebody said, but the Europeans captured Christianity from Ethiopia and they whitewashed it. Yeah. A lot of people forget that Christianity started in Ethiopia. Yep. Don't open an umbrella in the house. Yep. A lot of that stuff, we just look at it as Southern tradition and, folklore, but that was really real practices. Yep, shattering a mirror, breaking a mirror, 7 years bad luck. Or don't stare in a mirror at night because you don't know what's going to stare back at you. Don't have mirrors in your bedroom facing the bed. So yeah, so there's all types of just different, folklore and things like that come from the South. Who said it was low IQ? Somebody said it was low IQ. No, it's just different, People have different beliefs, different belief systems. Some people call them superstition. Others call it a way of life. Don't invite everyone into your house. Correct. Somebody said, T, that joke is insane, Shondo. It makes sure I drink. I fill it up around 8 o'clock in the morning. I fill it up to the top, and then it counts down. So I'm all the way at the bottom. Yeah, I gotta make sure I get enough water. I do be on with this big ass jug That's what I drink though. I like my water. I'm a water baby. I love water. Yeah, feng shui is another one too. I know they're big on mirrors and, not wearing shoes in the house and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, again, I have no issues with anybody's religious beliefs. You know, like I said, I believe in God. You know, I was raised Christian, but it doesn't, you know, there's no way, being from my background, that I can look down on other people's practices and things like that. I just, you know, can't do it. So I just hate the fact that, you know, that they're doing that, especially being that you went into that with the wrong mindset. And I heard Keisha Cole was dating that boy that's 6ix9ine. No, not 6ix9ine, 6ix7ine, Skrilla. I heard she was dating him. I said, oh, she better watch out. Because we know what he practices. And he looks like he got a few screws loose. Sorry. Is Brandon Buckingham okay? Because I remember he came out and said there was something going on with his kidney and everybody was donating him money. But I hadn't seen nothing else from him, from his GoFundMe. And I remember that was his last big interview, was when he interviewed Skrilla. And they was all up with them, with that man at his house. So, I don't know. Yeah. How long I've been out here? Oh my gosh, it's almost 9 o'clock. I've been out here for a while. Let me read these super chats before I go here. This has been a wonderful stream. I think, make sure I covered everything. Yeah, I did. I did. Let's see here. Hold on. Why's my thing acting like that? Okay. Mary Sector sent 5, says, love you, T. Your channel makes my whole week. God bless you. Prayers and continued safe recovery. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis. Let's see here. Simon Dickerson sent $49.99. Thank you so much for the super chat. Big super chat, okay? Not the little one. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see here. Lime Green Lover sent $1.99. And I'm wearing lime green today, so I love your name. She says, sending love from Pumpkin Not Spice Discord fam. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Miss AB says, hey, lovely T, chat in Discord. Hey, Miss AB. Appreciate you coming through. Mary One Scooter ST Core. Child. Hopefully I pronounced it right. Said you look amazing. Blessings your way. Thank you so much. I know 9884 sent $10. Says you look stunning, sis. By the way, this live came right on time. I needed some tea time. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And shout out to all our new members. Trap Doll is a new member. Thank you for joining the membership. I appreciate you. Shay Johnson says, I'm glad to hear you had a wonderful weekend celebrating your birthday. Thank you. You know us Leos, we celebrate the whole month long, you know. Here come the Leos acting like we ain't never had no birthday before, child. We're here the whole month. Let's see here. Miss AB sent $19.99. Thank you so much, Miss AB. She said, looking beautiful, sis. Continued healing and recovery. Keep glowing. Thank you. Amanda B578 sent $2. Said, glad you're back, T. God bless. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Shelly J sent $4.99. Says, I really love your hair. You really do sound like you're in good spirits. Glad you're feeling good. Thank you so much. I am. This has been a good week. True Cruise Chronicles sent $19.99. Says, hey, T. Love you, T, from the Twin Cities, Minnesotan. From one Minnesotan to another, praying for your health and family. Love seeing your growth from Real Housewives of Atlanta Reviews, News Channel, and now. Thank you so much. Shout out to all my people in the Twin Cities. Okay, I appreciate the hometown love. Thank you. Yeah, the Real Housewives, child. I did catch up. I just gotta watch Reunion. I haven't watched Reunion yet. I think Portia and Shamia, they're jealous of each other. They envy each other's lives. I need to do just a whole video on Portia and Shamia. They got on my nerves this season. Both. Shamia be doing too much. And Portia just is trying to just stay relevant. It's like you got this husband, you're rich, you got all this money, And for whatever reason, Shamia still feels like she's not adequate enough. Like she still feels the need to seek attention and validation from other people. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. It really is. They need to, I think at this point, they need to just revamp that whole franchise. Either get rid of it or bring in a whole new cast, whole new set of people like they did the Real Housewives of New York. They do, because I didn't like this season at all. Let's see here. Kanisha sent $10, says, my birthday super chat wasn't read, but it's okay because you two, hold on, because I hear you talk about your man. I'm happy for you. Celebrating my wedding anniversary this weekend. Perez was the original TMZ. Facts. Well, congratulations on your wedding anniversary. I'm super happy for you. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. That's always good to hear. I like to hear good stuff like that. Let's see here. Malia Bafa, 499 said, hey, beautiful. I had to clean my house and I was hoping for a live to help me get through it. And here you come. You're glowing love. Samaya. Oh, Samia. Okay, Samia. I like that. That's pretty. My niece's name is Samaya. So that's funny. Y'all's names are similar. Yana Licious sent a $4.99 sticker. Thank you so much. Sugar Mess sent a $9.99 sticker. Thank you. Little Dominican baby girl says, T, please say, la 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 Latina. Y'all be hearing me cracking up. I do just be saying whatever comes to the top of my head. La 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 Latina. Thank you for the super chat, sis. And once again, shout out to Moneybag Mo. I appreciate you, sis. Let's see here. Oh, that's so funny. Nurse Gigi sent $4.99, says, can you talk about Shamia and Portia in this destiny swapping? I love when you get into your esoteric bag. I heard Portia say that. I'm like, girl, you must be in my section of YouTube. Nobody's trying to destiny swap with Portia. Do I feel like breaking this down real quick? Let me see. Y'all want to hear me talk about them real quick? Give y'all my real feelings. Okay, hold on. Rose Marin says, can the Orishas, maybe the Orishas can straighten that Russian man's eyes so he can see right? You are so messy. Not y'all going in on that man's eyes, girl. Rona Red sent $20, says the Russians are in the middle of war. It's difficult for them to leave the country. Maybe they are desperate and grasping for something to believe in. Yeah, that might be true too. Uncle Dut489 says, T, my birthday is Sunday. Happy early birthday, Leo. Thank you for checking in. Let's see here. Shay Baby just became a member. Angelique Butler says, finally caught a live. You look amazing. Happy belated birthday. Great commentaries always. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody who bought and gifted people a super chat. So give me a second. I'm going to talk about Portia before I end the stream. So give me just a second. Okay, I'm back. Can y'all hear me? Okay. So I'm going to talk about this real quick before I go. About the Shamia and Portia situation. Because I did watch the entire season. I just haven't watched the reunion yet. I'm going to say this. I feel like I kind of see both parts. Because at first I was like, damn, Portia's just being kind of mean and selfish. But I get that too. Like, not everybody wants you to follow everything they got going on. And I think initially Portia felt like she was doing Shamia a solid by even bringing her on the show. But I also feel like Portia was also using her as well. Because if y'all's mamas didn't get along and there was all this tension, then why did you present Shamia as somebody that you were so close with? She made it seem like they were sisters. So that's how I always took their relationship. Now we're finding out the one mama done fucked the daddy and all this weird stuff. But that's not how the relationship was ever presented to any of us. Everything was presented like they were like sisters. They were best friends. So I thought that was like really, really weird. And so it's like Shamia got on the show, but you could tell that Shamia always wanted to be a housewife. And I get that, but then I also understand wanting something for your own. At the end of the day, Portia applied. She got on the show. So yeah, if you come and do a cameo or, you get to be seen, you get a little bit of, clout from being on the show. As a friend, that should have been good enough. But now you're trying to get a peach. You're trying to be a housewife too. So I can see Portia's point. I can see where Portia feels like, what the fuck? Like, why are you copying everything I do? You got a radio job. You got the rich husband. It seems like you keep trying to do what it is I do. And I just feel like, I don't know. That's how I feel. I feel like Shamia is desperate for attention. I don't think she's in a happy marriage. I feel like her husband don't want to be bothered with her. Like, you can tell he does not want to be on the show, but I feel like she doesn't get enough attention at home because women who are happy in their relationship, who get the desired attention that they want, they're not running out here getting BBLs. There was nothing wrong with Shamia's shape. Shamia has always had a nice, banging, natural body. But the fact that you need extra attention and extra eyes on your ass and you're married from other men and women is just weird to me. When she did not need to have her body done. Like, Shamia has always had a nice shape. She's always had like a nice little ass on her. Now she just looks like a donkey, like any other BBL bandit. And it's just like, to me, you're trying to look like Portia. I mean, Portia says her ass is natural. I don't know. But I feel like she's trying to make her shape look more shapely like Portia's. And it's like, you keep trying to compare yourself to Portia and to all these other people. But Shamia is living a pretty good life. She has one of the nicest homes I've seen on that show. Her husband clearly has money, but it's like, that's still not good enough for you. And I understand wanting things outside of, your husband, having your own. And she had that. She was on the radio show for a while. She was like an ATL cheerleader for the Falcons. So she's had a very fulfilled life, but it's like, you could even tell when she was trying to start that whole rum line. Did you even do your research? Because I could tell the husband was getting annoyed. Like, you're just trying to have a brand because Portia has a brand. Like, when she said that she didn't know that they didn't grow peaches I think it was coming from the Bahamas. She's like, well, I didn't know. I just assumed because it was tropical, y'all would have peaches. Like, this isn't Georgia. We have coconuts. We don't have peaches. So then her husband was like, well, how much would it be if we had to ship peaches in? And then at that point, it wouldn't have made sense. They would have to make the liquor so much more if they're having to ship in peaches. So it's like she didn't do any research. She just wants to be seen. She just wants to feel like she has what the other girls have. But the other girls have to rely on brands and, sell weave and clothes because they ain't got no damn husband. It's called The Real Housewives of Atlanta, but let's keep it real. How many people on there are actually a housewife? Outside of, is that Angel, Charles Oakley's wife? Pinky and her husband, and Shamia. That's it. 3 of them. I don't know what the hell came and shot on that other man, the dentist, whatever he is. I don't know what they got going on. They got a weird relationship. They got an open relationship. I don't trust nothing they got going on. But I do like K. Michelle on the show. I don't like her. I don't know what he is to her. He gives me the creeps. But yeah, I think Shamia is an attention seeker. I think she's not happy with what she has. And that's what's going to end up ruining her relationship. One, she shouldn't have put a relationship on television, because what that's going to do is now everybody going to be in your business for real. Because see, we didn't know how Shamia lived. We just would see her come to Portia's house and talk and chat. We didn't know Shamia had all that. So now what that does is bring extra eyes, extra scrutiny. Your husband's from Kenya. People want to know, well, how did he get that money? How did he get to where he's at? What else is he doing on the side? So sometimes you don't want to bring extra eyes to you. Not saying that he's doing anything out of pocket. Not saying that he don't have no money. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that it just brings, this show brings extra scrutiny. We see what happened to Simon. His ass done got deported. We see the Ofesos. They better hope they don't get deported. You know, so it's all types of mess that comes with that show. And I feel like in a way, I think it bothers her that the other women don't see her in the same light as they see like a Portia, and the fans don't see her in the same light as they see a Portia. You know, because the way she snapped off on that dinner and just told all the business, you can tell that was like years of frustration, but that wasn't the right time and place. And what I found very weird is if Dennis is there with the daughter, I don't think the kid should be punished. Like, I get Portia saying, well, me and Shamia are not getting along. I don't want PJ over there. That's kind of weird to me, because if PJ is there with the dad, why can't she go over there if she's with her father? Especially being that y'all's moms don't get along, but somehow y'all was still cool per what we thought on the show. So if your moms have not been getting along for the past 20 years, then how did y'all become cool? Y'all basically said, hey, that's between our moms. We're still going to be friends. So why can't the daughters do the same thing? These little girls have been best friends since they were born. So I just don't like the show. I just feel like neither one of them are satisfied with their life. I don't think Shamia is, and I don't think Portia is. Just the conversations that they have are so immature, and I hate the fact that you have these shows who have these big platforms. That is not how women in their 40s talk. We don't sit around and just do Kegel exercises and kiki about eating coochie and have you ever, like, their conversations are just so juvenile. Those are conversations I expect to hear on Love and Hip Hop amongst a bunch of 20-something-year-olds. I don't want to sit here and hear a bunch of people 45, Cynthia's damn near 50, if not 50, talk about swimming in the lady pond. Who gives a shit? Like, they don't have intelligent conversations at all. It's either beef or drama or just nonsense. No, how about y'all teach us to get to where the fuck y'all are at? I want a mansion. Hell, I want me a Bentley. They don't never talk about that. It's just, oh, my coochie's still tight and I'm 48. Okay, ma'am, I didn't need to know that. I'm not fucking you. Why is that my business? What I want to know is how you got that Rolls Royce. What can we do to save money? High yield interest rates. You know, like there's nothing educational that's ever slipped in. It's just always sexual shit, sexual innuendos. I'm just over it. It's just weird. Somebody said, okay, the fuck. Oh, Sydney Star. Was she on the thumbnail? Did I forget Sydney? That fucking freak. I'm going to talk about Sydney too. Yeah, I just feel like just some of the stuff, they're just too old for the foolishness. Like it's just not funny anymore. Like it was cute in the earlier seasons. It's like y'all are still arguing and just being petty over stupid stuff. Now, I like Angela though. Angela is funny. I like her and Charles Oakley. Charles Oakley don't give a damn. He's not here for none of that foolishness. He don't want to be bothered. You're not using me to perpetuate shit on this show. I'll pop in when I want to, and that's it. They understand their dynamic and they're cool with it. They're comfortable, and I like the fact that they show their flaws. She was like, we spent over $7 million on all this rental property. We done lost all our little money. You know, like they're open and honest, but it's like nobody talks about anything of substance on that show. So it's just something I don't really enjoy watching as much as I did when I was younger. And then Pinky just cries every day about her restaurant. So it's just like, okay, ma'am, what do you want us to do with this information? And then now I think they said somebody's pregnant. I don't even know who's pregnant. I think Shamia's pregnant again. I think they said Pinky's pregnant again because I haven't watched the reunion. The girls were saying Angela was mean this season. Nah, I liked it Angela this season. Angela wasn't playing no games. Kelly can go too. I like Kelly, but she can go. She has no storyline. Her wearing a t-shirt in her confessional, it's like it was just given just broke. But I'm trying to front and stay on the show. I don't care if it was a Marc Jacobs t-shirt that was $650. I don't believe that for 1 minute. That was a Hanes t-shirt for $12.99. Get her off the show. She needs to focus on her divorce and getting home for her babies. She don't need to be on the show. So yeah, so that's my opinion on it. I don't think it's necessarily destiny swapping. I think they're jealous of each other's lives. I just don't think they're real friends. Well, now we know they're not. I don't think they ever were. I think Portia feels away because she wanted Shamia's life. She thought getting with Simon would give her the lifestyle that Shamia has been accustomed to for the past 5-6 years because she's been married now for a while. And that blew up in her face. Shamia wants Portia's fame because for whatever reason, what is Shamia's husband's name? I don't even know. I don't know his name, but he doesn't do it for her. I don't see any chemistry. He seems, Gerald, that's his name, Gerald. He seems annoyed. I just don't feel like they don't give me a happy couple. I get more happiness from Charles Oakley and Angela's little bickering back and forth. They're funny. They give me an old married couple. You know what I'm saying? I get nothing when I see Gerald and Shamia. It just gives cold. And then who was that who put up with the horse? Drew got to go too. That was Drew and her little mystery boyfriend. Why would you pull up to somebody else's party with a horse and then try to act like you didn't know? You know how many you have to get like special clearance to have a horse in a residential area? Like Drew be doing too much. I didn't even know he was gonna do all that, girl. Like the storyline is just trash at this point. Like how much more can we take? They're just playing in our faces. But yeah, I think out of all of them, I like Angela out of all of them. And I like Cynthia too. Phaedra, she's cool, but her one-liners were not hitting this year. The one-liners were not funny. She needs to go back to the drawing board. I didn't like none of her one-liners. I just sat there and was like, usually she makes me laugh. She was not funny this season. But Angela, her ass is a kiki. Angela's funny. Oh, Pinky's pregnant? Okay. K. Michelle cried way too much on the show. I don't think she brought anything to the show. Every day she was a victim. You know, somebody was doing something to her. Oh, this is not a girls group. I was tired of her constant complaints. And then this weird beef that she had with Drew. I didn't understand that. You know, Drew's a very pretty girl. She can sing. You would think that they'd embrace each other. Maybe she's not as strong as a singer as K. Michelle, but I mean, she got some pipes. She can definitely sing. She can hold a note. But I felt like there was some type of underlying jealousy there, which was just weird. Yeah, Phaedra's back, and she didn't bring anything for me. She did nothing for me this season. So now, yeah, let me talk about Sydney Starr. So y'all was not going to let me leave it. You're not going nowhere. You didn't hit on Sydney Starr. I knew it was somebody I was going to talk about, but I just couldn't think of who. Is he even in the thumbnail? We probably forgot to put him in the damn thumbnail. Let me see. I don't even know if did I put him in the thumbnail? Let me look. Oh, no, he ain't in the thumbnail. We're going to talk about him, though. We're going to split up this stream. Sydney Starr. Let me go ahead and I think Madia posted a news clip. I got a lot to say about Sydney. Okay, what is the update on this one? Let me see if I can find a news report on Sydney Starr. disgusting. They got her mugshot all over the news. So was this not like on ABC News, or is this just social media news? I was hoping the main news would talk about her. All I see is reactions. Oh, looks like she's at court. I found some video. Hold on. Pull this up here. See what they got to say.
The charges in this story are disturbing, and I just want to say that before we get into it. Reality TV personality Sydney Starr is behind bars in Fulton County, facing severe felony charges involving a minor. Hapeville police arrested the model and television personality, whose legal name is Sydney Favors, on Sunday at the Embassy Suites on International Boulevard. Police say Favors is charged with sodomy, sexual battery against a child under 16, and aggravated child molestation. Starr, known for her appearances on reality and drama series including Baddies and Empire, remains held in custody at the Fulton County Jail. Investigators confirmed that the case has now been handed over to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office for prosecution, and due to the victim's age, police say that no additional details will be released regarding the case at this time.
So folks are obviously looking at a picture that a Fox 5 Atlanta viewer had sent to us from, it looks like, is this one from when she was arrested?
Yes, this is from her arrest on Sunday at the Embassy Suites. We were, one of our viewers sent us this picture and sent us a little bit about the investigation, and so we reached out to Hapeville police after that and got confirmation of her arrest.
Yeah.
All right. So they said that she was caught in a hotel room with a minor. People are saying that the minor is 13 or 14. It's a little boy. And I think the most disturbing part of this is the fact that a lot of people already think that trans people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? Because you're supposed to be a man, but you're trying to tell people that you're a woman, and you know all the stuff people say about trans. So a lot of trans people already have a stigma upon them. And then you go and do this, especially knowing that you're a very high visibility trans person, not a good look for the LGBT or the trans community. And a lot of people are mad. Now, here's some more information here. Let's see if they got any more update. Here's the mugshot. Looking like a big ass man. Yeah, he looked different without that damn wig. So that is Sydney Starr. I think this is karma. I think this is karma finally catching up to Sydney. This is somebody who got their fame based off of stepping on anybody and blasting anybody she could to get to the top. Let's not forget that there was a rapper named Chingy back in the day. I love the way you do that right there, right? You know, little chicken head dance. And Sydney Starr literally ruined Chingy's career. This was back in the, mid-2000s. So most people didn't even know what transgender people were. I mean, unless you live in a big city like New York or something, you know, I had no idea. I just assumed if it was a man wearing clothes, they were a drag queen. We all knew drag queens, but we didn't know all this other stuff that people was pretending to be women and doing all this stuff. So Chingy took a picture with her. He thought he was simply taking a picture with a fan. She went and told the blogs that she was really a man and that her and Chingy had slept together. And when I tell you that destroyed that man's career, his career was never the same after that, ever. As much as he tried to go on a press run and deny it, he said he didn't know that person. She asked for a picture. He had no idea that was a man. Nobody believed him. They thought he was chasing, trans folks. And so a lot of people did not like him after that. They made fun of him, clowned him. His entire hip, and when I tell you, he was one of the highest selling rappers around that point. He was just as big as Nelly. Him and Nelly was his rival. They're both from St. Louis. He was just as big as Nelly. And after that, his whole career stopped. And then what happened is the Clout Chaser, their career started flourishing. And then as, you know, more trans visibility came about, she rode that wave. Then you'd see her on like Love and Hip Hop. You see her on Baddies and things like that. She's also the one who had busted. I remember I did a video years ago when she was busting out Stevie J. When she was like, she made a remix of that song, Whoa. She was like, I had a bad trade, he was whoa. Used to eat my ass on the low. Some shit she said, child. She had remixed the Whoa song. Who remembers that? Because I had the video. I still had the receipts. I'm just not going to look for them right now. And she was rapping about a trade, and the trade was Stevie J. She ain't shit. She was like, I had a trade up. No, he was whoa. He used to eat my ass on the low like whoa. What was that? That was Shauna Brooks? I thought that was Sydney Star. Okay, hold on. Jay Worrell said it was Shauna Brooks. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was Sydney Star. I just remember that rap, and I just remember it was one of the transgender girls, child. Okay, that was Shauna Brooks. Okay, thank you. I thought it was Sydney, but not me remembering the damn rap. It was Shauna Brooks, but that rap was so the rap was so crazy. That's when it was coming out that Stevie J Benzino was liking trans girls. And she got up there and just started rapping, and that shit lives in my head. She said something like, you could come in my ass, but you gotta have that money for show. Yeah, it's time for you to go to bed. It's such a ratchet song, but wrong transgender girl. It was Shauna Brooks, okay. But anyways, back to Sydney Star. Sydney Star needs the whole book thrown at her. Point blank, period. This is unacceptable. If this was a regular straight man or gay man molesting, boy, he'd get the book thrown at him. Anybody messing with somebody underage, that's a sickness. You can find somebody your own age. And especially being that you're somebody who has power and clout, like people know who you are. She could have easily found somebody her age to talk to. Why would you want to be with somebody 13, 14? So it's too much. There's just a lot of degenerate, crazy shit going on. But I feel bad because, again, it just makes the LGBT community, look crazy, I guess you could say. And so, but I'm glad, though, one thing I have noticed, a lot of the LGBT folks are holding her damn size 11 shoes to the fire. They are dragging her by that wig. They done snatched it off. That's how much they've been going in on Sydney Star. So I am glad that they are doing that instead of just letting shit ride, But yeah, nah, that shit ain't cool at all. Another person who needs to watch their child, I've been getting, again, all these randoms popping up on my timeline. I ain't said nothing yet on none of the videos. I don't like the way that Blueface be all up in that little boy face. The new girl he with, Nevaeh, her son, a video popped up on my timeline yesterday. He was in the back seat with her son. Why is your man in the back seat with your child? One, the little boy should be in a car seat. He was sitting on Blueface's lap in the back seat, and Blueface was in his face. And then the little boy says something like, stop, or I'm going to tell. It was something weird to that extent. And so people started calling it out like, you need to stop letting Blueface around your man. Then there was another video that popped up on the timeline. The little boy jumps on Blueface's ass because Blueface is laying on his stomach, stomach down, ass up. But, he's just laying flat. And the little boy jumps on his ass and starts humping him. And the mama grabbed him and spanked him like, don't you do that. Don't you be humping on people. But Blueface didn't get up. So that's the part that kind of struck me like, okay, so the little boy humps on you, don't jump up and check him and throw him off of you? Like, dude, what is you doing? Blueface just laid there like, like a pillow princess. I said, well, not the booty twerked up and he just laying there while the little boy humped on him. The mama's the one who had to snatch the little boy off his ass. So I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. It's something weird with that whole dynamic. She needs to like really, I just didn't like that. Because I was trying to like really figure out like, why would there be a reason for a grown man to be in the back seat with a 5-year-old and the 5-year-old is on his lap instead of being in a car seat? That is weird. I've never had a grown man get in my car and sit in the back seat with my kids. That is weird. So, I'm not accusing him or anything, but something isn't right. Every time I see him, he's picking that little boy up. That little boy can walk. He don't even pick up Pink Face. That little badass girl, he don't even pick her up 24/7. He don't pick up the other little boy either, his other son. But he always got her son. He's always picking up her son. I just find it weird. I don't know if y'all have peeped that. Yeah, I don't know her page. They just keep coming up on my algorithm, just between that and the damn Russians practicing Ifa and Blueface, my algorithm is just going through it right now. I'm like, who are these people? And they keep popping up, and every time I see this little boy, Blueface is carrying him around. And almost like, and not like, on the hip, almost like how you would carry around a baby. That's how he carries him, but this is a 5-year-old. It's very strange. I don't know. Somebody said he misses prison. Something. Hold on, let me see. I got another super chat. APS says, good morning from Bangkok, T. You're looking great. I'm going to leave, Will, for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat, love. Let's see here. For the sake of Haiti says, Angela spread a nasty rumor of Shamia sleeping with everyone in Atlanta. She's trying to destroy Shamia's marriage. Is that the one where they were calling that man George? And they had caught them on the phone? I watched it play it on the show. I didn't understand why K. Michelle was going so hard on the man's looks. She was going in on his looks. Said the only reason why the girl was with him was because he had money. But I'm like, but you're doing all this for your man and he looks very basic himself. She's talking about she allows him to do threesomes and have, she was on Shannon Sharp saying all types of weird shit about their marriage or their relationship. Just weird. Yeah. I don't think they got to do too much to ruin her marriage. Her marriage doesn't look like a happy marriage. That man literally looks like he does not want to be bothered with her. She's seeking too much attention. That's not how happily married women do. When you're in a happy marriage, your husband wouldn't even let you risk your body like that, especially when you don't need it. It's one thing if, okay, my wife is morbidly obese. She really wants to get a gastric sleeve or something like that with the health. But when I tell you Shamia's body was T without the plastic surgery, so the fact that he wasn't like, nah, you don't need no plastic surgery. You're beautiful the way you are. It's weird. To me, it just gives, I'm just trying to get attention. The whole time she's been on television, well, on The Real Housewives, she's always in swimsuits. Her ass is always out. It's just weird. She doesn't behave like a married woman. Who's 73? Wait. Who's 73? Gerald? He's that much older than her? I didn't know he was 73. Shit. Oh, so maybe I didn't know he looks good for his age. Is he really 73? Let me Google Gerald's age. Maybe that's why he don't want to do shit. He old. I didn't know that. I thought he was like maybe 47 or something. I didn't know he was that old. Gerald. Somebody said Gerald the dolphin. Gerald and Shamia. Age. Hold up. What is his last? Real Housewives. Oh, here's the name. Mwanga. I'm just trying to find his age out because I refuse to believe he's 73 age. He's 62, y'all. Yeah, he's 62. Well, he looks good for his age. He looks good for his age. I didn't know he was 62. I thought he was like maybe, you know, late 40s, 50s. He looks good for his... He don't look like he's 62. Let me show y'all his picture. Okay, Gerald. He don't look like he's 62 at all. He looks very good for his age. Yeah, he don't look 62. That black don't crack, honey. He definitely don't need a nurse with a purse. He looks healthy and fresh. Me and my son were talking about nurses with purses yesterday. He was like, what? Me and my son had a whole, almost like an hour conversation about men who want a nurse with a purse. I was like, yeah, them unks, they be looking for a nurse with a purse. He said, what? What the hell is that? I had to break it down to him. He was like, oh, wow. But yeah, we know Gerald don't need no nurse with a purse, honey. He looks good for his age. He looks really good for his age. I didn't know he was that old. That's not old, but I mean, he looks really good. But he looks like he's bored as hell. Like he just don't want to be bothered. I think he wants to get his money, do his job. He don't like the cameras all up in his house. And I don't blame him. I won't want a bunch of people in my house and then picking apart my relationship. Hospice wife, yes, that too. They be on their last leg. Will you marry me? No. Shit. All right, y'all. I think I talked about everything. Isef says, thoughts on Krishan and Ronnie. I'm working on a video. Hopefully I'll be able to do it tomorrow. I wrote it out. I just gotta film. But I'm working on a video. I want to do a video on that separately. I have a lot of thoughts on Krishan and Ronnie. So hopefully I can have the video up in the next day or two. Yeah. Reese's Peace sent 1999 says, thank you for staying on a little longer. We miss you over here in Charlotte. Anyways, happy Leo season, Lioness. Continue to take care of yourself. Glad you're back well. Drop a like, y'all. Love you always, T. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. I appreciate it. I miss Charlotte. I want to come back there and visit. I haven't been in like probably 4 or 5 years, but Charlotte's a good place. I know it's getting more expensive than it used to be. We looked up our old house in Charlotte. My rent back then was $625 for a townhome. Now it's like, what was it, like $22.50? I'm like, damn, times have changed, even in Charlotte. All right, y'all. It's almost 10 o'clock. It's time for me to take my nighttime meds and go to bed, child. But I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Thank you guys for the super chats and support. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream a lot. I'll be working on that Krishan video, so hopefully I will have that done soon for y'all. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
It's the Lovely Tea TV Show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovely Tea TV Show.